Okay, the chat should be fixed. Interesting. Seems like there's a lot of people from other countries. I guess that makes sense. Okay, I think I might just get started. I already smoked enough cigarettes. I'm good. I don't need to smoke anymore. Whoa. What's going on today, fellas? Welcome back to another stream. We're gonna go over some new scams. We got some new scams that just dropped. We got some other hot takes for some people. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I basically had to grind out a video because I hadn't posted anything in a few days. I was like, I'm not gonna. You can hear me? You're lying. Is it quiet? Is it just quiet? Is that better? Testing? Is that loud enough? Is that loud enough? Okay, bad joke. Muted? Is it really muted? It can't be muted. I'm quiet. Still quiet? Hold on. You just woke grandma. Not muted. It was just quiet. Okay, hold on a second. I guess it was just on the quiet side. I don't know. Let's see. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I had to grind out a video before I could stream. So that means, you know what that means? We're streaming in the middle of the night, boys. Let's go. It's 10:44 for me. I'm here for NAMM, so Weaver needs a NAMM background right now. I got you. Hold on. NAMM background. I got quite a bit of content here stored up. I was gonna do the NAMM background for the WNM videos, but I was like, you know, I did this the years before. Like, it wasn't really like a new thing, but you know what? Fuck it. We haven't done it on stream, so. Hold on, where is it? Here we go. That is a tiny image. Tim 44 in Hawaii. Don't let that fool you, though. I am far from rich. Okay, wait, hold on. Still cover my face. That is a high quality image right there. That is some high quality stuff. Upscale? No, I think if anything, we need to downscale this. Need a Grammy in the back. Why is this such a low res image? As you can see, guys, I am live in NAMM. I'm getting all the hot NAMM news here. You know, I actually kind of announced most of the NAMM news already, or not most of it, but some of it. I thought this was kind of funny. Gotta be a billionaire, live in Hawaii? Nah, I'm like living paycheck to paycheck, basically. Yeah, things are just more expensive here. Okay, this is pretty funny. Check this out, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this here. I need your guys' thoughts on this here. Okay, let me play it. Any quick thoughts on that, guys? Beat goes hard for sure. The guy, I don't know about the guy. The guy has some very strong teeth. I will say that. The beat is sick, dude. The beat is fucking sick on this. I'm not sure, he might have made the beat. I don't know. I don't know enough about this person. Bro, it looks like, one thing that's funny to me about this video is when he's holding up the money here, it looks like he might have a lot of money. But then when you throw it up in the air, it doesn't really look like so much. Like, it's like, oh, yeah. It's like rent. Bro, dude bought veneers, and he was just like, I'm gonna have to show every single person in my life this at all times. I just... Okay, I wasn't really sure how I felt about this. I thought I had to get your guys' opinion on it. All right, I got one more here. This one's even more cooked. You think that one's cooked? Wait until you see this one. Where is it? Okay, here we go. This one's cooked, dude. Dad's a dentist. Bro, this one is so cooked, man. Topic of discussion. Numbers jumping. New fans show me loving. These hoes mad, but they not on nothing. On dick. Bro, she's treating rhyming in rap music like an option. Like, it's just like, well, I mean, if you want to, yeah, sure, if you want to. Cause I'm buzzing. Bro, who is hyping these chicks up, dude? Like, I'm not claiming that girls can't rap, okay? I'm talking about these girls that go on shows like this and then, like, just do the most mid freestyle you ever heard. You know what? This is like kind of like, this is Ice Spice's fault somehow. I'm not sure exactly, but it's definitely Ice Spice's. Yeah, this makes me want to quit the business too. This is somehow Ice Spice's fault. I can't really pinpoint how exactly, but it's definitely her fault. She must be certified. Yeah, I know, dude. This person cannot be serious. It's crazy. She's rapping about how she has a ribbon wrapped around her strap. For the white people in the audience, a strap is a pistol. Or some sort of gun. It doesn't always have to be a pistol. Yeah, this is trash. How is this fire, Valenci? I'm gonna... No gooning, okay? This is no gooning hours right now. I unironically enjoy ignorant rap too, but I don't like this. Like, I can get down with like Joey. I can get down with some other stuff. I can't get down with this. Like, she seems like someone who just like heard all this lingo and then started rapping it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real, there's no authenticity here. I'm not feeling any authenticity. Bro, she might know more like hood slang than like some other rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like some other serious rappers. I'm definitely taking her really seriously. Like her like threats of violence while she's dancing, like you know, I'm feeling very scared right now. How big is this? It's got 71,000 views. It's on the radar though. On the radar is pretty big. Okay, I'm gonna spare you guys there. I'm gonna spare you guys there. There are always some interesting on the radar freestyles. There's a lot of chicks on here lately. I'm gonna assume not all of them are great. This dude doesn't have a shirt for some reason. Yeah, on the radar, it's pretty big. Now, I wouldn't say all the rappers and DJs of this generation are trash. Okay, before we get into the content, guys, make sure to hit the like button. Easiest way to support the content, subscribe if you're new here. If you want to take that support a bit further, consider donating via the Stream Elements link in the description or a super chat. You get to interrupt the, well, I almost said video, the live stream with text-to-speech. It's very fun. It's very fun. You get to say whatever you want. We even need to mature your ears. I didn't say I like that. I do like some bad stuff, though. I do like some shitty stuff, for sure. I don't like that, though. I don't like that. I actually showed it to you guys because it was bad. Okay. All right, I guess we'll get into this here. You don't need to mix your music. Nice Hawaiian shirt.
Hello, Internet. Do you have a song that you want to put out?
You have a Hawaiian shirt? What? Yeah, I could do it better. Isn't there a goofy cipher out? What do you mean?
Hello, Internet. So you have a song that you want to put out, but it's not mixed yet. But
what's up, Accurate Beats?
You like the way it sounds. Maybe you have to just touch it up a little bit, and for the most part, you're happy with it. I think you should...
Hey. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Yo. Thank you. Okay, so this is, yeah, I might do feedback in a few hours. I don't want to stay up as late as I have been, though. So this video is called You Don't Need to Mix Your Music. Super hot take here. I'm mostly interested in this one because this is a super hot take, and I strongly disagree with this. Now, are there instances where that's probably true? You don't need to mix. You don't need to mix, maybe, or maybe you don't need to do a lot of mixing. But yeah, I don't know.
You should just put it out. Let me explain why I think mixing is really not that important. First of all, this is not a new thing. This has been forever. There's always been music that comes out where the mix is not that good. And as long as it doesn't sound annoying or...
I feel like it's become less and less over the years, you know? I feel like it used to happen a lot more often. Like, I feel like the last, like, really big acts to have, like, really bad mixes consistently for a while were Odd Future. I can't think of anything, like, that was that big that also had mid or bad mixes.
Abrasive or too quiet.
I mean, can you guys think of something? Can you guys think of something like that's like really popular that has bad mixing? I can't. If it's on the radio or something, no. The early A$AP Rocky doesn't count. I'm talking about like current day, released in the past couple years, something on the radio. Burial, that doesn't count. That's too, like, something lo-fi doesn't really count. I feel like. I guess it really depends what we're talking about, though.
Most people are not going to care. So
also, I wouldn't say Burial has bad mixes. I would say they're like rough around the edges, and they could be better. Classic example is Triple X. True. I don't know if people could do that again, though. You know, I feel like times are changing.
If there's like one sound sticking out and it's way too loud, yeah, people will notice that. If your vocals are like way too quiet or way too loud and they're like abrasive or you can't really hear what you're saying, most people are not going to like that, but sometimes that's fine. There's a lot of rap music that exists where the vocal...
Okay, this I do kind of agree with. I think rap, you can get away with it more. you can definitely get away with it more with rap. I think certain genres are way worse though. Or I mean, sorry, or way less forgiving. You know, like most electronic music, especially like bass music, dubstep, stuff like that. People are not gonna bump your shit unless it has a good mix. You know, I'm not saying it has to be perfect. I'm not saying it has to be perfect. I'm saying it has to be decently mixed. This dude doesn't have a clue. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what he said yet. But I think this is a very interesting point for discussion.
Are either very loud or very quiet, and people listen to it and they like the song. But I think a lot of, especially early on, and I'm still in this, even though I've been making music for a long time, I'm not an engineer. I do my best to mix and master my own music a lot of the time, but I have no like real engineering skills. I don't have any fancy plugins. I just do what I can and listen to my ears and just
Okay, he's gonna have his Grimes moment in a few years, maybe. Dude, Grimes, like she like all of a sudden discovered plugins like at the end of last year, and she was like, "Oh my god, plugins are game changing. We need to somehow thank these people." And it's just like we're over here like, I'm burned out on plugins already. I don't want another plugin. There are too many plugins. All of us that are like tapped in on like plugin culture, like we're just like, yeah, there's a plugin for that already. You fucking idiot. Like,
trust my ear that it'll come out the way I want it to. And that takes some time, but nowhere near as much time as learning how to properly mix and master. Because depending on the genre, a clean mix and a clean master might not even be what you want. You know, like especially in like underground rap, there's so many kids that record on their phone with BandLab, and they put their songs out, and they.
but who's actually listening to that shit? Who's actually? Can you guys? Do you know anybody listening to shit recorded on a phone? I don't. Is it possible to make a good song like that? Sure, sure. Steve Lacy, he's not still recording on a phone. There's no way. Okay, well maybe it's possible. Okay, that I would say that's the exception, not the rule. But okay, maybe it's I will say it is possible. It is probably possible. Thank you for becoming a channel member, Volancy Pex. Wait, did it cut it off? No, it didn't. Okay.
get millions of plays. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. It's all about style and taste. So
this is true. This is true. I think at a certain point, people are going to expect something better, though. Also,
if you listen to one of your songs and you're like, I like the song a lot, but the mix and the master just isn't there yet, all you have to do is just get it to sound decent to your ears. And there's a couple ways to do that. One is making sure that the song itself is loud. And now it doesn't necessarily mean like slam it with compression, slam it with limiting. That's really common in like pop music and stuff. And I think a lot of like when I was first getting into like mixing and mastering, that's what I would do. I would literally put
I mean, there's definitely some element of like compression or clipping involved in order to get your song loud. Like, it's not just going to get loud automatically. It isn't. I mean, that's not even mixing really. It's mixing and mastering, getting your song loud. It's a little bit of both. It's mastering, but the mix also has to be pretty balanced. If it depends how loud we're talking to. These are all subjective terms.
compressor on every.
Hey. Thank you guys. Thank you for becoming a channel member, Aton. Thank you, man. Yeah, perceived loudness. That's the way you're gonna achieve perceived loudness is clipping and compression.
Single track and just crank it, and then put a compressor on the master and just crank it, and it would just be like a wall of sound. If that's what you're going for, that's super easy to do. And to most people's ear,
I don't know if that's super easy to do. I mean, it depends. It depends, I guess. It depends on whether or not you want it to sound compressed. If you're fine with it sounding compressed, then yeah, it's super easy to do.
unless it's too harsh, that's gonna sound fine, you know. But if
Yeah,
you
this
want,
is all just very subjective. That's kind of the problem with these sort of rant videos. Is like people will talk about subjective subjects, or they'll talk about complex subjects, but then describe it in subjective terms without providing any sort of proof to back up any sort of claims, and then it basically just kind of creates like a debate that doesn't really have a real answer because you're not pinning down any objective points.
a little more nuance in your mix, all you really have to do is make sure that the master is loud. So listen to your song, listen to a song that you like similar in your style, and see how loud it is compared to that one, and just turn up the volume. You can put a limiter on it so it doesn't clip. But all you gotta do is just make sure it's louder. That's usually a huge step with mixing and mastering. And like I said, I'm not an engineer myself, but something I've learned from my friends who are engineers is you can do a lot in a mix without doing too much. Like, you don't have to have like 15 plugins on each track and dissect the littlest bits. Like, if you want,
I mean, you really shouldn't, unless it's like absolutely necessary for some reason. But I can't like maybe vocals. Vocals are like the one thing that may require a lot of plugins, unless you're like sound shaping or something.
to do that, you should. But I would almost think of that as more of like a creative element to mixing as opposed to like objective mixing. A lot of the heavy lifting in mixing is really just volume, EQ. You can do so much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Volume and EQ are probably the most important elements. God, I don't know if I could pull this up right now, but when I went to audio engineering school, I can't remember how many elements they said there was. They said there was 6 elements to a mix or something like that. I can't remember the exact quantity. But they were basically saying like as long as you achieve 4 of these things, you probably have a pretty good mix. But EQ and volume are probably the biggest factor. Compression also helps a lot with vocals. Compression, you can probably get away without compressing anything else unless the volume is like everywhere, but you can fix that with volume automation also. EQ is volume. Yeah, it's volume of specific frequencies, but the point is like if okay, for instance, if the bass and your melodic instruments are clashing, like the bass from the melodic instruments are clashing with the bass, you're going to fix that with EQ. You're not going to fix that with volume.
With just turning stuff up.
Compressor is volume. Okay, you guys are getting stuck. You guys are getting stuck in the woods over there. You know, you're getting stuck in the weeds over there.
And down and EQing. Seriously, like you don't even have to do it that much because as long as stuff doesn't stick out and it doesn't sound annoying or abrasive, people are gonna think it's fine. I mean, honestly, I hear songs that are like super popular by big artists, and the vocals
Like
will be
who?
so harsh. Like there's so much high end, it's compressed to shit. It's so loud in the mix, but people.
I'm not saying this doesn't exist, but yeah, I don't know. For videos like this, you want to give like specific points. You know, obviously you may have like a hard time playing it though, but you could play like a second of it or something. I don't know.
Don't care. So why do
Or even just point out the fucking name of them or something.
you care? You know, you shouldn't care so much, especially because people don't think of this mentality with mixing as much as they do with creating music, where it's like a lot of people will go into something, they'll make a project, and they'll be like, this isn't as good as it could be, but I'm going to put it out anyway because I like it, and I'm just going to make the next one even better. But with mixing, people get so caught up in the little details, well, they'll never put it out because they're like, the mix isn't good.
For me, it's not even mixing. It's more so arrangement. Like I more so get caught up on arrangement or it being a finished full song that I'm proud of, and that's what puts me keeps me from like releasing stuff. You know, espresso vocals mix bad. Dare I take a chance here?
Good, even though I love the
I
song.
might.
But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. As long as it sounds decent, it really doesn't matter. And again, I know I'm repeating myself a little bit already, but it has to be good enough to the point where you like it. If you like it and you think it sounds good, there's probably not that much you have to do to the mix in order to.
There's nothing wrong getting caught in the little details, though. It does sometimes. It depends. It depends on how far you take it. Some people will spend like a year mixing one song. You know, I would say that might be too far
to put it out. And as time progresses, you're going to learn how to mix things better. You're going to learn how to get your sound better. Because I think that's another huge thing is like, again, it's easier for people to imagine the creative process of making a song and making it their own. But with mixing and mastering, there's a lot of the mentality of there's a right way to do it, even with the most creative artists. But that's just not true. That's just not how music works. Mixing and mastering is also something that is creative, or it can be creative. And the way you mix and master.
I think, in my opinion, mixing is probably like 80% objective and 20% creative or subjective. Like most people can agree when something is like too loud or too quiet, you know, unless you have bad ears, which is also subjective. But I feel like a lot of it is objective. Maybe like 70% objective, 30% subjective.
Master your songs can be part of your sound. It can be part of your creative process. Especially if you're a self-produced artist and you make all your own music and stuff like that. I think that's honestly really important. Now, again, this is all up to preference. If you make music that requires a nice, squeaky, clean mix, then you're just gonna have to
AI does all our mixing now, sir. Well, if that were the case, I mean it's not. But if it were the case, then that would mean it is a purely objective thing. You know, too loud, quiet in relation to what? To the other instruments. What do you mean? Or to the other songs? Amateur mixers spend 50% of their time on things no one but them will notice. That's probably true.
figure out how to do that, or you're gonna have to find somebody to do it, or you're gonna have to pay somebody to do it. But honestly, I know a lot of other artists have had this experience. Most people don't see the same vision that you do for your song. So even if you hire somebody, you pay them a ton of money to mix and master your song, it might not sound like how you want it to sound because they're just doing it in a way that's
Well, that's why you send them a reference track also, though.
objectively good. But maybe your song's mixing doesn't need to be objectively good, you know?
Okay, that's a fucking bad take there. Maybe your song's mixing doesn't need to be objectively good. I mean, I think it would probably benefit it to be. Like, I mean, there are ways to make it objectively bad too. Like, hey, like, what if I just like boost, you know, the main pad in the song like 20 dB at like 400 hertz, you know, and I leave it like that? What if I made that mistake? What if that was a mistake that I left in the song? I think objectively, you may want to fix that.
Like, there's so much old punk music that was like DIY recorded. It sounds like garbage, but
Yeah, but that's punk music.
that's part of the aesthetic because it's DIY.
Yeah, this is basically cope for not knowing how to mix, you know? I love JPEG Mafia, but his mixing and mastering is objectively bad. Yeah, I mean, what is interesting about him is his uniqueness. I think if he wasn't unique, people probably wouldn't listen to him like that.
And that same thing applies to rap music now, like underground rap. There's a lot of music that comes out where the mixing is really not that good, or it's like barely even mixed. But it doesn't matter because it's all about the vibe. It's all about, you know, portraying the energy that you want to portray. And if you were to take like an old punk record that sounds like garbage and mix it really clean and nice, it might not have that same magic. You know what I mean? Music is all about magic.
Well, it's almost like the genre kind of matters, you know? It's kind of, maybe he's not really realizing that.
And people forget that music is art and there's no rules. So if you like it, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah,
the
that's
odds of
true.
you getting a song like on the radio or something, it's so low as it is. But even so, like, especially in the modern
If it already sounds good and it's already mixed, that could be true. But also, some people don't know how loud vocals are supposed to sound in a mix. You know, maybe they aren't as familiar. They haven't really compared the way vocals sound in a mix versus how it sounds in their mix, you know? Like, for instance, like when I first started mixing songs, I didn't realize how much you need to do to vocals. Yeah, I'm going to cover that in the next WNIN, Dazza. Yeah, that's one thing I was saying. Electronic music requires a good mix. Like, people will not, especially like heavy electronic music, people will not sit through a badly mixed dubstep record. They will not play one either in a DJ set.
day, like it really isn't as big of a deal as people think it is. Unless you're on like some major label, but even then, there's major label artists that their mixes don't sound good because that's part of the aesthetic. So basically, I'm making this video because this is something that I still deal with, and I know a lot of people that, you know, go back and forth with this all the time. Mixing and mastering should not be the be all end all of your song. It should be the finishing touches. It should be like the cherry on top, basically. You know, just sanding it down a little bit.
Bro, this is so clickbait, man. Expectations. You don't need to mix your music. Reality.
The finishing touches. It should be people that, you know, go back and forth with this all the time. Mixing and mastering should not be the be all end all of your song. It should be the finishing touches. It should be like the cherry.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm a fan of clickbait myself.
Cherry on top, basically. You know, just sanding it down a little bit to get it perfect to your ears. If you're making a sculpture and it doesn't look like realistic, but it looks cool how you think you want it to look, it doesn't mean it's bad, you know? Like if you don't varnish your painting exactly
Bruh, script this, man. Script this could have been 5 minutes, man.
the way you're supposed to that you learned in art school, it doesn't matter. Do you think it sounds good? Do you think it looks cool? Do you think it's good art? Then that's all that matters. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because this is something I've been thinking about a lot myself and talking to other people in my life about. So hopefully you can get some inspiration, especially if you're a newer artist. Just put music out. Like, again, don't do it before you feel
Yeah,
ready.
I agree with that.
But also be honest with yourself because you might.
YouTube has become 500 times more rage slash clickbaity in the past year. I think it's just getting exponentially worse. I don't know if it's gone 500 times. It's probably, yeah, I feel like you might be clickbaiting there a bit, Niles.
be procrastinating and telling yourself
Yeah,
you're
I
not
agree,
ready,
make
when in
acid.
reality you're just putting it off because you're stuck and don't know what to do next. Just put it out and just keep making more. And I promise you, you will figure it out. You will get better. You'll like it more and more every time,
700x.
and you'll learn more and more every time. So that's
He's baiting me. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got next here. All right. We could get to the scam. Yeah, let's get to the scam here. Universal Audio scam exposed. Don't fall
It's
for
really
this.
fishy how cheap UAD.
Okay, let's see here. You make beats or just react to videos? I don't make beats on my fucking YouTube channel. Stop being stupid. Jesus Christ. I make beats sometimes on live streams when we're doing Wave Wars, or I make beats in my free times. I just react to videos on live stream because it's fun. God, people, it's so fucking annoying, dude. I kind of want to ban this person. Like, or time them out. Like, it's one thing when people are trolling, but, like, I think this guy's just a fucking idiot.
products are getting lately. I don't know if anyone's noticing, but there's been a
That's the thing. People, no one ever watches people make beats on stream. It's like, why don't you do the thing that nobody watches? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, why aren't you doing the thing that nobody fucking watches?
it's really
Bro, the coloring on this is crazy.
fishy how cheap UAD products are getting lately.
Yeah, another thing I don't like about making beats on stream too, like I will do it, but like if we're doing Wave Wars or something, because it feels like there's less pressure because everybody's doing it. I kind of don't like doing it because I like to like have no limitation to time. You know, I like to be able to just sit down and take as much time as I want to, and like not feel like I'm like trying to keep up with like the chat, trying to keep up with whether or not people are watching and leaving. You know, what is Wave Wars? It's kind of like a beat challenge thing. You're trash, bro. You're the one in my fucking live stream, bro. You're trash. You're the one dangling on my nutsack. I watch Busy Beats. Well, that's. I feel sorry for you.
I don't know if anyone's noticing, but there
It's not even justifying my name. It's just fucking. It's really annoying when people come in here and they're like, why do you have beats in your name? You don't even make beats here." And it's like, well, I give people the fucking news. So why would I like sit here and be like, "Here, watch me make beats"? Oh no, they're fucking leaving because they didn't subscribe for that in the first place. You know, like. No, you guys don't gotta attack him. Just let me attack him.
there's been a steady decline and drop off of these
One thing I appreciate about this video so far, it's only 5 minutes and 56 seconds.
Apollo units. The Twin is so cheap right now.
Stream going in and out? I don't think so. I don't know. I did have them come and fix my internet today. Again. For like the 1000th time.
I mean, even just in recent history, I mean, it's gone down like 300, 400, 500 bucks on some units. And it used to be even more expensive than that a couple years ago. I don't know for sure what's going on here.
Okay, wait, hold on. What is he saying? He's saying there's a scam, though. I'm interested in this.
It's really fishy how cheap UAD products are getting lately. I don't know if anyone's noticing, but
the only reason that Curtis beatmaking streams work is they use the splice samples and drum loops. Bro, the only thing is, like, he gets like 100 viewers when he does that. Maybe 200 tops. Whereas when he talks about topics, it's like 1,500. All right, Jacob, you're fucking banned. Suck my dick. Go enjoy jerking off Busy. Let's see. Put user in timeout. 24 hours. I almost never ban people either.
there's been a steady decline and drop off of these Apollo units. The Twin is so cheap right now. I mean, even just in recent history.
Well, yeah, it's because you don't need them. You don't need them, right? UAD, Apollo. You don't need them anymore. They started making plugins that you can use without it. Oh, yeah, dude, $6.99. They were like $9.99 before, right? Let's see. Kalen Ellis beat making streams are good. Yeah, but nobody watches them, though. I mean, no offense. Don't get me wrong, like, Kalen's my guy, but, like, people just don't watch people make beats unless you're, like, fucking, like, insanely famous, you know? And even then, like, it's probably, stream is going in and out, or is that just me? Yeah, I have no idea, I don't know. It's still 800 bucks. Yeah, it's cheaper than it was, but
history. I mean, it's gone down like 300, 400, 500 bucks on some units. And it used to be even more expensive than that a couple years ago. I don't know for sure what's going on here, but we have to look into it
it's how's it not obvious, bro? It's obvious. It's because they started releasing plugins that work natively. You know, you don't need the interface anymore to use their plugins.
because a lot of us Apollo users might be a little afraid of what could be around the corner. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't like to do that too much. I don't like to kind of give attention where it's not necessary, but when it comes to
Bro, I feel like there's no conspiracy here, man. There's no conspiracy here. The conspiracy is that they objectively started selling their plugins and you don't need the UAD fucking hardware anymore. There's no conspiracy. And they've done this like it's been like 1, maybe 2 years now since they started doing that.
UAD, their business model has been very, very tricky. I'm sure we're all very aware that they're moving everything
Well, I'm not saying that don't buy it if you don't want it. It's just like the information's out there, man.
onto their native platform slowly but surely.
There isn't Wevo? What do you mean? It's because they're updating the interfaces soon. Oh, okay. Well, it could be that. It's both things. It's both things.
All of their most valuable and important UAD plugins are now available natively. This was a big move for them and definitely put a lot of us engineers who own Apollos, who own satellites, into a space where we're not sure if we're going to be able to get the value out of our units the way that we paid for them or the amount of money that we paid for them. And these DSP accelerators are maybe going to be obsolete soon. I'm somebody who's had multiple satellites. I've had 2 satellites.
Okay, wait, hold on. Why did Ray get why did Ray get timed out?
UAD Windows one and UAD Mac one, and they were not cheap. They weren't cheap at all, just to use these UAD plugins. So that is definitely something to be afraid of. If I were
All right, we all need to relax here. We all need to relax here, guys. We all need to relax.
you, I would not go out and buy any satellites at all. Do not buy satellites anymore, guys. I don't think that it's a good investment for you. They're all going to be obsolete at some point. So that's the first thing to talk about. If you haven't noticed the price drop there, have a little look. The other thing is their interfaces. Their interfaces are becoming cheaper and cheaper. Of course, there's been a decrease in demand for
One
the
slightly
higher end
racist,
Apollo
one very racist comment. Okay, I didn't see it.
interfaces, and rightfully so. A lot of really great interfaces have been coming out that are more and more affordable by the day. You've got interfaces like the NAMM MT48, which has so many features in it. It isn't the craziest converter ever, but it's really
That is true, Carpenter. That is very true. Nothing is a good investment and technology changes fast. Yeah. The fuck's a satellite? I think that's a different UAD.
really good.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's a UAD2 satellite Thunderbolt 3 DSP accelerator. This one's pretty expensive, right? Oh, okay.
And it's really affordable when you compare it to an interface like an Apollo Twin Quad, or an Apollo X
Bro, Twin Quad is like, that's a pretty crazy name. Like, just pick one. Just pick one number.
6 or whatever. It is a really good option with a lot of I/O or a lot of connectivity. And so when you have an interface like that has even better conversion than the Apollo, that has a really good amount of features and a lot of things you can do with it, it kind of gives me a little bit of an idea of why their interfaces are becoming cheaper and cheaper and why people might not be buying them as much anymore.
This is crazy. This is the UAD scam exposed.
Apollo is a really good lineup of interfaces, and those interfaces have done a lot for us and a lot for the
Everything, oh man, everything's just gotta be a lie nowadays. It's crazy.
music industry. And I always want to give an ode.
Like, it's not a scam. It's just that they're probably releasing a new interface, and it's also the fact that they started doing plugin versions, like plugin only versions of their plugins, like you don't need the hardware in order to do it. Like, they're just less valuable.
And respect that, because I myself came up using an Apollo. That was my first kind of like over $1,000 interface. But when I bought my Apollo, it was almost 2,000. It was like 1,700 US dollars. And the same Apollo today, the newer version of it, goes for $1,000, 1,070 or something like that. That is really weird to me. All right.
It's really weird to me, man. I bought this car the other day, and the value of it plummeted the second I bought it. It's so weird. It's so weird to me, dude. It's like almost like when you buy physical things, they don't retain their value. especially when you use them.
So what I would like to say about this, what I think is happening, is that UAD is crumbling. I think UAD is falling apart as a company.
Oh my God. Well, maybe. You know, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I doubt it, but
I think they have really good products, but I do believe that there is a buyout or there is some kind of valuation they're trying to get to. They're trying to make sales. They're trying to get rid of the
bro,
company.
this speculation is insane, dude. So first it's a scam. Next it's next it's I think there's like a buyout or something going on. They're crumbling as a company.
I do believe that's what's going on. When you have so many plugins that people are moving into a native platform, when you have interfaces that are getting cheaper, when you have a bunch of long users or multiple decade long fan base and customers and people who have invested in your gear and your products who might not be able to use it anymore when you do these things, it kind of looks like you're trying to make an exit. You're trying to get out of whatever situation you're in. You sell your business and get as much money as you can. As a business person, something that I do know is if you can leverage your business properly, if you can be as liquid as possible in the final year before, or final 2 years before selling your business, you can inflate your operational costs, you can inflate your revenue, you can inflate everything to make your company look like it's so much bigger than it is in order to sell it for top dollar. Now, of course, this isn't necessarily the most ethical thing, but be honest with yourselves. Not a lot of people know about it.
Man, he's basing a lot of this on like false presumptions. His video before this was a love letter to UAD. Okay, we gotta look at that. What's up, Big Malian?
Audio, but a lot of people who buy companies don't have to. They just need to see the numbers. When you look at
It's not a conspiracy, but this guy has a point that Apollo should only have increased in price. Not if they're releasing a new one. Also, it doesn't make sense for the price to increase when they've released like versions of their plugins that work without their interface. Like, I'm not saying that.
I'm selling my business and getting out to inflate.
Right on. What kind of inflation are you into? Thank you for the $2, Mr. Hubbleverse. What was I saying? Fuck, dude.
people know about audio,
Dude, the donation sound is like distracting sometimes.
but be honest with yourselves. Not a lot of people know about audio, but a lot of people who buy companies
Oh, okay. Them selling the plugins that don't and having it not require the hardware shouldn't make them sell it for less, but it makes them less valuable to the public. So they're probably less likely to be able to sell them. Also, there's probably people reselling them for a much lower price because there's probably people just like unable to sell it essentially.
don't have to. They just need to see the numbers. When you look at companies like, I don't know, Fujifilm, or you look at other companies that, are very, very creative, a lot of people who are running them are not necessarily the world's best photographers, the world's best developers, are not people who are in that space, and audio is no different. Sometimes you have people at the very top that really care and really get it, like with R&D. Rupert Neve is that company. But then you have other companies where it's not the same at all. So, with that being said, just be careful when it comes to UAD stuff. Be careful what you're buying. Try not to buy satellites. Things are going native. Try not necessarily to invest.
Why didn't he say that at the beginning of the fucking video? Now I'm kind of wondering if this is disingenuous. This is something that he should have said in the beginning here. This is at the tail end of the video here.
Just be careful when it comes to UAD stuff. Be careful what you're buying. Try not to buy satellites. Things are going native.
Things are going native. That should have been like in the first fucking minute, I feel like.
Try not necessarily to invest in an Apollo brand new. Okay? Buy a used one. The price is going to continue to go down. So you don't want to spend any more money than you have to. Do I still think they're
he's not wrong
worthwhile investments? Do I think they're good investments still? I absolutely think that Apollo units and Apollo interfaces are a good investment still. But we have to be wary that if we're going into it for the plugin side.
What does he mean by native? Basically, the UAD plugins you can run without their hardware. Prices are still the same. Is there? I guess we could like go through like the Internet Archive, and see. I don't know. That's kind of a waste of time.
If we're going into it for DSP, if we're going into it for any reason beyond just having a good interface, something might happen soon. And research and development, firmware updates, software updates, plugin updates, all these things that we are going to need for our units to remain usable in the future, because it is very much so reliant on the software that they put out for the units. That might be a bit of a tricky situation if they're going to sell this company. You don't know what can happen. Okay, so just be aware. Wanted to drop that here and just let you guys talk about it. I mean, that's my hot take. Thanks for tuning in. And
Yeah, this is some borderline defamatory shit. Hold on, I want to see his last video. I've never looked into their plugins. I've tried them a little bit, but I'm not really. I don't know. It's okay. Like, I don't know. I never like got. I never got into them basically. Hourly Studio. Wait, which one are you talking about, Niles? Because which one? Are you talking about the Apollo Twin versus Apogee Duet? Unity plugins are great. I've done the trial and it didn't like really like blow my mind or anything. I mean, but I don't think it's bad. Hold on. I don't know. I mean, I don't really see the love letter to UAD here, unless this one is it. I think it was the verse video. Okay, here, let me just see.
A common interface debate
This was 5 fucking days ago, dude.
is, should you buy the Apollo Twin or should you buy an
Or let's see if this is a little bit hypocritical here. I'm just curious. I mean, 5 days, going from 5 days praising a product to all of a sudden calling it a scam. It's a little odd.
Apogee Duet? Now, I've owned so many different Apogee devices, from the Duet to the Elements to the Quartet. Lies purely in what you're trying to do. And I hate to make it a recording and you're recording your own voice, okay? It might be easier for you, based on my experience, to get something that you love, that really, flip side, the Apollo, crazy good. They just aren't that getting something that just like has that thing. You'll find yourself mixing more and learning to mix better when you record through an Apollo, because, especially the Twin, specifically the Twin, because the converters aren't crazy good. They just aren't that musical. They're more sterile. Now, if
I don't know. I think you might have missed the mark here, Niles. I mean, it seems like he has like some critical, like he's being a little bit critical here. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit through it. I don't know if it's worth it. All right, let's see. He survived the nuke. Should we look at Scalar 3? There's another scam thing here. Barry Johns once again with some scam talk.
So as you saw in my
Okay, hold on. Ooh, dude. It looks like some people are not feeling this one. Looks like I got a little bit of a hot take here. He says nothing really. Woohoo. Which one? So M4 Mac Minis, don't buy one. Okay. Wonder why. I mean, the M4 chips, I'm assuming, are really good.
magnificent thumbnail, we've kind of got that. Hold on. It's a little harder than you think. That boy right there that we're going to talk about today, that gives you a lot. Ooh.
I'm going to try not to be a dick. I will say this, like, this is some very intentional fucking clickbait shit. Like, he's like, in the beginning of the video, he's even like, oh, I know what I'm going to do with the thumbnail. Like, he does. Can we just cut this bit out?
So as you saw in my magnificent thumbnail, we've kind of got that. Hold on. It's a little harder than you think. That boy right there that we're going to talk about today, that gives you a lot. Ooh, there we go. It gives you a lot more ports than previous versions, or a lot more, or, well, one or two. And I'm going to talk about whether you should get...
Bro, I swear to God, if he says don't buy one, buy two, I'm going to officially be a Barry Johns hater from now on.
...that today or not. And so really what this is about is not as much about this, although it is very much about this one, as well as all other M4 Macs right now that look to be some incredible computers for the studio if you're a Mac user. Now, if you're a Windows user, get off your high horse. Don't go start leaving comments down below. It's simply childish. You do great work on Windows, you can do great work on Mac. So if you're not interested in that,
I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to each.
just move on or just watch it. You know, you may find it entertaining. Sometimes I've been told I can be somewhat entertaining. And I'm freezing my butt off down here in Central Florida today. Today we got a high of like 50-something degrees and a low.
Yeah, this guy's entertaining for sure. I love it. I love it. He can also be a weather forecaster.
Of in the 30s, and I'm about dying and blah, blah, blah. Nobody's pleading any my case out there anywhere because I'm a whip and I know it. But anyway, I live in Florida because I don't like cold weather.
I don't...
Oh, know the distinction. If you don't, then go do your homework. I'm not going to tell you. But really, the thing that everybody has got to understand, we live in a world where everybody's got to have the latest and greatest. It's just itching and clawing at you. All the hype, all the everything.
Okay, bro. Oh my God, Yapathon.
Studio, never, ever, ever, ever upgrade your computer until it will simply no longer do what you want it to do. Don't ever do that.
I agree with that. I agree with that for the most part. I mean, what are we talking about? Are we talking about upgrading the whole computer? Or are we talking about like fucking I think I should be able to like get a new graphics card. I feel like that's fair, right?
It just makes no sense. Just because you can does not mean that you should. This is valuable advice that you need to understand. When your computer simply will not do what you need it to do, then and only then do you upgrade, unless you use certain applications that
Bro, you know what's crazy? He's at 1.5 right now. This is crazy.
require the upgrade. I understand that. Or possibly unless your computer just go blah. Well, if it goes blah, I mean broken, okay, cornbread English. If it just goes blah, well, of course you
Blah.
need to upgrade. So go ahead and upgrade to it, but be warned. Be warned. Hardly anything in the audio world is ready.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, he's got a point here. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of stuff that's ready for M4s yet. Like they haven't written it for M4. So like M3 compatible for the most part because it like just came out.
For this. Okay, that takes time. You should never, ever, ever be an early adopter, especially, I repeat, especially.
I wouldn't say, no, there's definitely times where being an early adopter pays off, dude. I made like fucking like, I got a bag for being an early adopter of like a music crypto platform.
If you make any money doing this, whether you make $50 a week or $5,000 a week, I don't really care at the end of the day, or even more. Hopefully you make more. But don't do it unless you absolutely must. It's vital. Okay. Now let's talk about when you're speccing things out, whether or not it's this Mac or any other Mac.
What platform? Audius when it first came out. I made like fucking like, I mean, I don't have the money anymore. It's been a long time, but no, I don't really want to say. Let's just say this. I use it to buy a new computer and shit like that and camera.
This is the entry level one and kind of the second level up.
Like probably like 5-ish years ago.
I'll put kind of the specs of what it is up on the screen. That's really not significant for today's discussion.
Let's see. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
For today's discussion. Of course, all the hype is around the Pro, and I understand that. And if I were to buy one, that would be the one I would buy today. But I'm not going to buy one today.
What happened to the project? Audius is still around. I mean, I don't know. It's not, I don't know. I personally am not as attached to them as I was at the time. I did kind of support them when they like first started though.
Because I don't want anything getting in my way of making and creating music. Nothing. I don't want to deal with headaches. I don't want to deal with workarounds. Why would you do that to yourself? So just don't consider upgrading until you really need to.
I feel like this is just mostly me. This is mostly for M4s, and it's only for this short time period right now, right?
Can't begin to tell you how important that is. And next I'm going to get into memory, then I'm going to get into how much hard drive space do you buy. But before I do that, I'd kind of like to talk about...
Almost all plugins seem fine on latest Mac OS at the moment. I mean, isn't it different for like M4 chips? Or maybe it doesn't take advantage of the M4 chip? I don't know. I don't have one.
Some things that I sell along with Artisan Woodshed. You can go to www.artisanwoodshed.com and you can check these things out, many different varieties.
Bruh. Please give me substance in your video. This guy talks fast because I sped him up to 1.75x.
And things like that. You're hearing the little clunk, clunk, clunk over the side because I got to set them somewhere. And I also make these enclosures here that put them...
Oh my God, dude. Fucking God damn it.
With Sweetwater. If you use the affiliate link down below and you choose to go purchase something, I get a small cut.
Bro, make content. Stop making ads, man. You know what? I wouldn't even mind him like doing this like affiliate shill stuff like for like a minute or two, if it weren't for the fact that he's like yapping in the first 3 minutes of video about nothing. You know what I mean? It's like you're just wasting your fucking time.
If you're going to buy a new Mac, really what your strategy should be. Let's talk about memory first. If you do a lot with virtual instruments, or if you're like me, you also happen to do video editing, or any other application that requires a lot of memory, that's where you want to invest your money. You want to make sure you're doing, if you're buying smartly, your computer that you use for your studio should last you a very, very long time. I tend to get at least 8 years out of a computer before I upgrade. So you want to buy smart. It's better to spend more money now and have it last you longer than go through the upgrade. You'll end up spending a lot more money that way.
Yeah. What the fuck? Speaking in tongues. Factuals. All right, that was very disappointing. That was extremely... I don't know why I ever click on his videos expecting something different. Pretty much like anytime there's like a shocking video title, it never lives up. It almost never lives up. I guess we could check out Scalar 3. So Scalar Music, the page, did a Scalar 3 pre-release reveal 1. Browse. Let me see if there's another one. How many gigs of RAM are you running to do everything? I have 64 gigs on my desktop, and I think I have like 24 or something on my MacBook. No, I'm not at NAMM. I mean, I am at NAMM, but no, I'm not at NAMM.
Hello, David here. I'm the creative director at Scalar Music, and today we're here to do our first.
Oh, this is a guy who looks. I mean, he doesn't seem that bad right now, but in the original video, let me play it real fast. He looked like he wanted to off himself. Using Ableton, you won't notice much difference from M1, M4. What I really noticed a difference with the M chips is like video editing. Like the way, dude, like the speed at which it processes captions is like insane compared to my PC. You think that's creepy? Look at this one.
Hi, I'm David, and today I'm here to officially announce Scalar 3.
Hi, I'm David. I want to die.
Hi, I'm David, and today I'm here to officially announce Scalar.
Hi, I'm David. I'm about 5 minutes from putting a pistol in my mouth.
Pre-release reveal 1. Firstly, thank you very much for the wonderful feedback and response to the Scalar 3 announcement. We really are genuinely as excited as you are, and the pressure is on to deliver you something.
Hi, I'm David, and we're planning on releasing Scalar 3, but I would like to be released from the pain of living.
Fantastic. Today I'm going to have a look at the main page, or what we call the browse page. Now, Scalar 3 is about 3 things: browse, create, and arrange. And you can
Don't do it, David. You have so much great software in order to preview for us.
see those tabs up here. We're going to get to create and arrange in the next few weeks. But first, I just want to have a look at the browse page. So on the browse page,
Hi, I'm David.
Hello, David. Thank you for the $2.
Okay,
Mr.
it's
Hubberverse.
2020.
Okay, this is something I'm actually going to talk about in the next WNM video. I'm probably going to film it tonight if I can. I'll get to that after. But I just saw it in my recommended here. I'm like, ooh.
page, everything should look familiar for Scalar users. There's a section A, a section B, and a section C. We can, as per normal, browse scales down here, look at the scale list and so forth. And we can also come in via all scales, and we can browse for scales.
Well, this is rough, dude. This is only 55 seconds so far, dude. This is rough. This is not, I gotta say, his presentation needs some work.
It's just clicking on a keyboard. What's really nice about this is this enables us to look for scales that contain, say, these notes. So,
oh, that is nice.
and then you get a list. You can also refine that list by using these tags, which is really wonderful. So we can go, okay, great, I found my E Lydian with a sharp 2nd and 6th scale.
What?
The other thing you can do in the browser is obviously browse our wonderful chord sets, and it's really smooth and easy to do. You can scroll up and down, you can search for things, and you can always move.
This actually looks good. This looks better than the original, or Scalar 2. Just the chord set area.
And you can always move this little title here, which is a really fantastic way to be able to kind of adapt the workflow to your needs. We have a moods, users, and favorites, which is really nice because you can favorite something, it appears in the favorites, and you can search by mood too, which makes it really nice and easy to find things. Section A, Section B, fairly straightforward. And we have the Section C, which is we used to call your chord builder. Just like Scalar 2, you can drag things straight into Section C. Okay, I'm going to turn the volume down so we don't hear anything, okay? It's easy for me to talk. The first thing you're going to notice, no limit on the chords.
I don't know. Tony might kill you for that.
And that really is fantastic. That's going to make a
I don't know if we don't hear a difference, man. I don't know. Tony might kill you on stream.
lot more sense when we cover this.
I'll call you a fucking idiot.
Next week. Secondly, if I bring up the logic behind it, you can see that everything naturally syncs to the DAW right out the box. So you can hit play and you can see the chords playing and everything syncing to your DAW. It's really fantastic. You can see as I move along too, you can see the position here. They're both just sync to each other, which is great. You can actually just play from within Scalar, so you don't have to use DAW sync. You can, more on this stuff later, but you can come to the record
Holy
option.
shit,
You've got your
dude.
capture, detect, MIDI.
Dude, this has been the longest 3 minutes of my life.
You've got your MIDI jam, you can export, you can undo, bunch of visual information up the top. And then
What are your thoughts on Scalar 2's accuracy? The accuracy of what? Like the accuracy of what the chords are? I mean, I'm not a music theory expert, but yeah, I think like a C major is a C major in there.
the other main thing you're going to notice is the keyboard.
I do think it doesn't really follow Busy's systems. I do think there are some issues there. Is Scalar EQ any good? I personally think it's like useless, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
And those global parameters are down the bottom. We thought that worked really, really nicely. It's an ability to turn on your Motions, we're calling motions all expressions and articulations. We're putting them all together as motions. Humanize. Now, there's some really nice things here. Firstly, the motion browser is just unbelievable.
Dude, imagine. Oh my god. I don't know if I can say what I want to say right now. Oh my god. Imagine. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't.
Good and easy to use. So I might go to expressions. I might go to my
I'll say this. Imagine this video ends in a completely different way than what you think. I mean, I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't.
phrases. Lots more of this stuff to come. That's the first thing I want to say is my caveat is everything is subject to change. I mean, Scalar is pretty much where it's going to be.
Hi, I'm David, and that was Scalar 3 for you. Then it just like comes up with the Scalar 3 thing. Dun, dun, dun. Scalar 3.
Now you've got your standard keys locks, which work really lovely. You've got your voice grouping. You can move semitones and octaves. You can bind any area, which is fantastic. You can see it all there, just like Scalar 2, but
well, that's another way. That would also be something that could get you banned netter.
So much quicker and easier to use. You can call up different voicings on the scales.
They're not going to have anything to add in Scalar 4.
Fairly straightforward, really.
It's okay. It's okay, David. You can free yourself from the grips of Scalar. You know, you don't have to be tethered to this world anymore and present Scalar.
Just like Scalar. The other thing I'm going to say is this is going to make a lot more sense.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. Oh, I'm sure he's a nice guy too. He does not seem happy to be here though.
But you can move chords around, swap chords, but chords are now not tied to any specific length. You can change the length of chord according to a grid in another page. More on that later. So that's the browse page. It's fairly straightforward. It looks familiar. You could do whatever you want and choose different instruments.
What would you guys rather have? Would you guys rather have this guy present a plugin to you, or would you rather have the plugin boutique guy, the guy who like messes with knobs and then nothing changes in the sound?
Instruments by scrolling through. More on the instruments later. There's lots more to come. You can bind. You can do your keyboard view.
There's a paper letter under the MIDI controller.
Browse, create, arrange. We like to use those words because they relate to the tabs up here, and it's actually what you do in Scalar.
Read you from Nintendo,
More
please.
on create in the next few weeks. Thanks.
On Ed Talenti. I was thinking about this the other day. Like Ed Talenti, he actually, I know people are gonna. This is a hot take here. He actually makes well-edited videos. Like, and Kyle Beats generally does too. Like, they're actually like entertaining. You know, like I'm not saying like they make the best content. I'm saying that they make content that appeals to like maybe the largest demographic, you know, whereas Busy makes one that, you know, probably goes to the smallest demographic. But Nothing Burger of introduction, basically, yeah. I mean, he kind of just showed us this browse section here. But basically what I was thinking about with Ed Talenti and Kyle is like they make like really watchable shit. Like it like keeps your attention, you know? Busy demo just ignores the product, talks about Weaver's kids for 15 minutes. I haven't seen that one. Has he done that lately? All right. Well, you know what? I think that kind of deserves a nuke just for the hell of it. What the fuck? Okay. Latest Venus Theory video. Yeah, we could check that out in a bit. They're in the Mr. Beast school. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they've like taken notes on like Mr. Beast content. And I'm not just saying kid friendly, but also like retention farming, you know?
25 and finally.
Okay, here we go. So Antelope Audio just made a huge mistake. So I was going to talk about this in my Nubian I just posted. I was figuring I'm just going to make a new one and then put it in that. Because there's like, I split it up into a few different videos. You gonna do reviews tonight, Weaver? Yeah, in a little bit. Once we run out of content.
Okay, it's 2025, and finally, hardware developers are implementing what Wes Audio and Better Maker did a long time ago. I think this weekend we're going to see more and more releases of digitally recallable hardware. Fully analog units that use a plugin to control them for recalling and saving presets. It's awesome. It saved so much time for me, and I just want everything in my studio to be that way. That's why I've gotten rid of almost everything I have and have switched.
We know that's not the reason why you got rid of almost everything you have. Dude, we know that's not the reason you got rid of almost everything you have, unless you were lying. I don't think you're lying, but come on, dude. Come on, dude. We know what happened. We know what happened. It got stolen. Well, that's what happened. Is it got stolen. Okay, guys.
To 100% West. So as companies are releasing new products this weekend, showcasing what's to come for the year, we're starting to see what I've been hearing rumors of, which is that we're going to be having
That's the reason why I started getting rid of all of my gear. Right. That makes sense to me.
a lot of companies introducing recallable hardware units. And honestly, I was just excited about this. It was nothing.
Maybe he sold it to that guy, and then he was like, you know what? We can make a video out of this, too. I don't know. I think I'm going to make a video about him scamming, though, you know? It's a joke. That's a joke, okay?
Thing that I thought could go wrong here. And Antelope Audio just screwed up royally, in my opinion, and kind of scared me about a lot of potential hardware releases from other developers. Antelope just announced their A41B, a seal.
He's like, hey, you know what? I'm fine with getting robbed. I actually have a fetish for getting robbed. When that guy robbed me, I came, all right? He took all my shit. I came so hard.
1B clone seems pretty cool, has some extended sidechain as well as digitally recallable hardware. And it's gorgeous. It looks great. I watched the
Okay, so anybody who's like hasn't been paying attention, digitally recallable hardware sounds good so far. Okay.
promo video, got excited about it, went on the website, started seeing everything it could do. I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. Maybe I'll get one of these. Kept scrolling down, and then I saw that they are offering the plugin. So the plugin that controls the hardware.
Bro, why don't you show any of this shit on the fucking screen, bro? Like, it takes like fucking 3 seconds. Just fucking Antelope Audio. Antelope Audio.
I just got robbed. What the hell's going on here?
Hey, thank you, Mr. Hubbiverse. I don't, I don't know, but I think somebody just came. I don't know exactly what happened. Okay, where is it? Hold on, maybe I have it over here. I have this thing pulled up because I was gonna talk about it in the news. Oh, okay, wait, here we go. Antelope Audio, Antelope Audio. Hold up. Up here it is. I think it's this one. Is it the Optotube compressor? Did you make that music I play in the background? No, that's a Busy song that he took down that I think is really funny. Is it this one? I think it's this one. So this is what he is talking about, I'm pretty sure. Scroll down. Current generation. Preset recall. Responsive automation. Okay, how to get the A4 functionality though. The A4 software suite is available as an optional add-on as part of a monthly or annual membership plan. So this is a $3,000 piece of hardware with only 8. It has 8 knobs and 2 switches, I think. 8 knobs, 2 switches. And you can do digital recall with it, and you have to fucking pay fucking money. You have to pay fucking money. Like, so it's $3,000, and on top of that, you have to pay extra. Which is crazy. I feel like the $3,000 should cover that. $3K for the piece, and then you got to pay extra for it to be able to recall, which is like the main selling point. So he didn't show it on the screen here.
Where you can save your presets. That's subscription only. They're giving you 1 year of a free subscription plan that comes.
Well, I guess at least you get 1 year free, but I don't know. I mean, you're paying $3,000, bro. Like, that should cover you for 5 years or something.
Comes with all their other software. But then you're going to be paying for this in perpetuity.
Oh, because you're going to keep using it. Yeah.
It's crazy to me. It is just like, it's taking advantage for sure. You're basically saying, okay, here's some hardware. You're now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they have like server costs and stuff like that, but it can't be that much, you know? Hey, thank you for the tier 1 subscription, Bruce Leroy. Thanks, man. 4 months. Let's go. How are you, Weaver? NAMM excited? I mean, I'm not at NAMM. Or where am I? No, I'm not really at NAMM, but yeah, I decided to save my money, and also there are people that want to kill me. I think, you know, I was thinking like worst case scenario, it's not even about getting like trapped by one person, but what if all the people that want to kill me just like corner me in an alley, you know?
subscribing to use this hardware. Yes, I understand you can use the hardware without the software, but that's why people are paying $3,000 for this instead of the warm clone, which is half the price of that. So basically what they're saying is that...
Does NAMM start today, guys? I think yesterday or today. I don't know. One of the two. Either way, but all the news is coming out anyways. Like, you don't even need to go there. But I actually have somebody on the inside who's giving me some footage. I got someone on the inside who's giving me some footage. Can we do a people who want to kill Weaver tier list? That sounds awesome. That sounds fucking awesome. Okay, let's see. There's probably Busy, Av McCree, probably Scott. I don't know if he want to kill me though. He probably wants to like cancel me or something. He wants to kill me digitally. Then there's Dame. That's like 5 people right there. Is there another one? Is there more? There's probably more than that. Oh, Tatro. What are we ranking them on? You know, Sanjay. No, Sanjay's not my inside man. What would we ranking them on? Like their danger, like their ability to kill me, or like their content? Like what are we ranking them on?
You need to be paying about $180 a year.
Oh, Andrew Huang, maybe, yeah.
To use the function that makes this unit special. Say you purchase this and you have this for 10 years. You're looking at $1,800.
Oh, Sanjay's wife wants to kill me. I don't know if she still does. Dame is the only one who can kill you. I don't think so, dude. Like, I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to like theory craft here, but I heard he has weak legs. So, I mean, like, you could clearly run, or you could attack, you could sweep the knees. Like, I mean, it's... I'm just saying. Audio pills will protect you. I don't even think these, like, half...
likes girls.
Alright. Thank you for the $2, Mr. Hubberverse. I mean, I don't think audio pills, like, I don't even think some of these people even know who audio pills is.
Over that 10 years, paid just to use the software for this, hoping...
Oh, but anyways, okay, wait, sorry. Yeah, Sanjay's wife kind of wants to kill me, though, for this one video I made, like, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
That they continue to make the software and update it, because I've heard some sketchy things about this company in the past as far as updating their current software. So, this feels like...
Oh, yeah, companies, too? True. I mean, probably Ableton. No, me and Something are cool. If anything, Something said he has my back, which I was like... He's like, all these people got your back, but I'm like, this sounds really complicated, bro. This sounds like some sort of street fight. It sounds like kind of like Anchorman. I don't know. No, I didn't make a video about how annoying she was. Like, okay, hold on. I'll show you guys this real quick. This is some old lore. You guys probably missed out on this. Weaver Beats to Tatro Sanjay. Like this is so old that I got confronted about this from the last time I went to NAMM, which was like over 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago. Teach engineering, probably. Where was it? Is it in the beginning? Where is it? Hold on. She wants to kill me for this video. I don't know if Sanjay has an opinion on it, because I don't know. He kind of doesn't really say anything. She just says everything. Okay, here. It's got my new... So for some reason, Sanjay and Tatro were doing this, like, top 10 producer essentials thing for each of them, and then like they each picked their favorite toy, and then for some reason Tatro's toy, like his favorite toy, was this like weird lightsaber thing, like a custom made lightsaber with like a fang or some shit on it. Was it about a dildo? No, but it looks like a dildo. Just watch. Hard drive Cheez-Its. My Cheez-Its hard drive package. I smell money too. It smells good.
One of the best experiences. It's like role playing. They bring you into this workshop.
No, it's not a dildo, guys. May I? Just watch. May I just start beating him with it?
Sweet. Yes.
May I? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I kept making jokes about them smoking weed. Like I was like thinking how funny it would be if they smoked weed.
Heavy.
He starts just smashing his transformer with it. May I? Okay, here, this part right here, bro.
There's all different types you can build.
Dude, when you see this, okay, this is a funny fucking picture right here. This is a funny picture. Weaver beats Gearhorn AI hosting. That's actually a really good video idea. Oh this God. Is a really funny picture right here, though. Okay, basically this whole thing right here was the reason why she doesn't like me. Like she like confronted me and like yelled at me like twice in NAMM. In NAMM 2022. I mean, I didn't even go that hard. Like, I didn't really go that hard. Like, there was like a couple other jokes I made. Last thing you see.
Like the wrong direction, and I really, really hope.
Oh my god, we were just going to hell, bro. Just trying to have fun here, man. We're just trying to have fun. Just trying to have fun here.
They change their mind on this, and that other companies do not follow suit. Because
so yeah, she would be on the tier list too. This would actually be like, that's a pretty good content idea. Like tier list of people that want to kill me. I feel like that's good.
There are
what did she say? I can't really remember exactly. The first time she confronted me, I was kind of caught off guard, and then the second time I was like drunk, and then like me and something got into an argument after that. God, what did she say? Something about like people contacting her on Instagram or something, and then some other shit. I don't know. You need a cameraman to IRL stream your next NAMM trip. Yeah, I probably should, but I don't know. I definitely could next year.
Skeptics to recallable software. I haven't been one. I've had a good attitude, feeling like the companies that have been putting out products that are recallable, they're going to stick around. I am wary of going for a company that's lesser known, because that's the risk. If a company goes under or starts neglecting software updates, it could.
I'm surprised she confronted you. You're like 7 feet tall, bro, and she's like 5 feet tall. Maybe shorter than that. She did not give a shit.
Being a piece of hardware where you don't get all of the features. And like, I'm not 100% sure on this, but looking at this CL1B clone by Antelope Audio, it looks like you can't access the sidechain options without the software. So that's...
Wait, you can't do sidechain either without the software? Jesus, dude.
Not on the hardware unit. So things like that it's not going to be something that you could use fully without the software in the future. Let alone the fact that you just won't be able to save your presets at all without paying for it. I just don't get it. And it feels like it's taking advantage of this leap in technology that's not new. I mean, you've been able to get the RC Cream for years, which has been remote controlled. And Wes has been doing this for years and years. I think almost 10 years, right? For their first recallable 500 series.
I don't know. I haven't been following recallable hardware. That's very niche.
So it's not new technology. It's just something that I think is finally catching on, that it is a leap forward in hardware as we're getting to this kind of weird time where AI is catching up. That's something that we want to see every company hop on, recallable. But don't do it like this. Do not subscribe to use hardware. Do not subscribe to use a plugin when you're paying thousands of dollars for hardware. It's ridiculous. So yeah. I hope that they change their mind, and or I hope this product's a flop for them. Even if it sounds great, this is just bad business practice, in my opinion. So,
I agree.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Am I off on this? I don't know why I'm so riled up on this.
Nah, I get it. I do think people are making a little bit of a mountain of a molehill about it. I mean, I get why they would charge, but at the same time, you're charging $3,000 for the unit. Like, that's got to cover at least a few years of server costs. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's crazy.
It made me really, really angry to see that. I hope that this is not something that we see.
I don't want to say it's a scam. It's a scheme, though. There's a difference between a scheme and a scam. A scam is like you're not even getting the thing you're like paying for. A scheme is like a way to make as much money out of you as possible. That's the way I would classify them. People can afford this, won't care. That's pretty much what they're banking on, I would say. All right. Let's see what we got next here. Venus Theory. Okay, we got some pain here. This one might be good.
Get like 300, 500.
Okay. Why legendary producer Timbaland is making a big mistake. Ooh, I'm gonna be on screen with them. It's like I'm part of it. Oh my god, it's like I'm part of it. Guys, it's finally happened. I'm part of it. They said it couldn't happen. They said it could not happen. Hold on. I'm trying to get this set up in a way where I'm like, yeah. It's like I'm part of the gang, you know? It's like I have friends.
Back in the day.
Why it ain't like that now, though?
That's because y'all don't put no value on y'allself.
Okay, stop right.
Bro, I like how why are we playing this old ass fucking clip? Like that's like what, like 5 years old? It's at least a few years old.
There, stop right the there. Do I think Timbaland is intentionally harming the music production community? I really don't want to believe that. Timbaland is one of the most unique, one of the most creative and influential producers in the hip hop and R&B genre and beyond. I mean, I know I'm not only speaking for myself when I say this, and I was initially
I feel like people give too much credit to him. Not that he doesn't make great shit, because he definitely made great shit. But you can have made great shit and also become a scammer / schemer after that, you know?
skeptical about Timbaland's partnership with Suno when he was endorsing Suno AI platform. And I know Timbaland values creativity and mastery when it comes to music. I mean, him and others
I don't
certainly inspire me.
I don't understand why people have a hard time with this, you know? Like you can have been a great producer, or even still be a great producer and still be a scammer or a fraud in some fashion. You know, like a great example is Palace. You know, like it basically came out that he was stealing a bunch of like loops and stuff like that and not giving credit to people, not paying for them and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure he's done some great stuff in the past, you know? Whereas like Timbaland, it's like, oh no, that guy's a legend, you know? Like we can't tarnish his legacy. It's like, well, he's tarnishing his own legacy by scamming and like not paying for people's wages at Beat Club, running off of money from Beat Club, etc. Working with Suno.
Me to strive to be better because of a love and respect for the process of creating music. So I was naturally skeptical when in the midst of the lawsuits against Suno AI that claimed, rightfully so, they admitted to stealing copyrighted content that claimed that Suno was training their AI on whatever they could without authorization, without consent, without license, that Timbaland endorsed that platform. And now you're seeing him continue to endorse that. But I know a ton of producers love AI and they think you're...
Well, he doesn't just endorse them, dude. He works with them. Like he's like their AI, like their chief advisor, or he does something. He does something within the company, basically.
You're a moron if you have any critique of AI. The founder of Suno gave a ridiculous interview where he made it very clear.
Oh yeah, that was a great interview, guys. Super good. Favorite interview of 2024 or 2025.
What his intentions were. And
Ambassador.
after watching that, I
guess that doesn't really make him like, he doesn't really work for them then, right? He's like affiliated or something. He gets paid in like shares though, or something like that, or equity.
really think Timbaland is making a mistake by partnering up with this company. I'll show you what I'm talking about in the video. Just watch the video. Let me know what you...
Bro, the crazy thing is, like, I don't think Payne talked about him taking money from Beat Club. Like, what about that mistake? That was a mistake before this. Like, people will look the other way, like, so often for people like Timbaland.
Think about specifically what...
And then when somebody like me calls it out, they're like, oh, but look at, why are you allowed to critique that person? Like, listen to your beats versus their beats. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, well, that's like an argument nobody was making. Like, you can critique somebody's bad behavior unrelated to music production, or at least like making beats, and it has nothing to do with like skill or like past records. You know,
the founder of Suno is saying about music and musicianship. And there's a link to the new MEC podcast channel before, so we appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to that channel and watching all of our future full podcast episodes there.
We didn't just want to build, let's say, a company that makes...
Okay, wait, actually, no, wait. Actually, I want to see this because I need to see their reaction to this, because to me, this is the funniest shit ever, and I bet you they're not going to think it's funny at all, if I had to guess. Guy on the right, wearing short shorts, looks like he's naked. There's somebody breathing into the mic the whole time. It's great. This is one of my favorite interviews of all time.
The current crop of creators 10% faster, or makes it 10% easier to make music. If you want to impact the way 1 billion people experience music, you have to build something for 1 billion people. And so that is first and foremost giving everybody the joys of creating.
That doesn't even make sense. You can already, billions of people can already enjoy music. Like that's a straw man argument. He presented his own straw man argument.
And this is a huge departure from how it is now.
Like, Suno doesn't need to exist for billions of people to enjoy music. If you want to say making music, maybe, but you can enjoy making music anyways. Like, if anything, that makes it harder because it requires a computer. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's making music either.
It's not really enjoyable to make music now. People enjoy Suno. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. You need to get really good at it.
What did Payne say?
instrument or really good at a piece of production software, I think the majority of people don't enjoy the majority of the time they spend making music.
Do you not think that's like running? It is hard to run. It is painful to run. You don't
comparing, like, how are they not saying anything? Like, maybe they're waiting until the clip is done or something. But comparing making music to running is a wacky comparison.
particularly enjoy it, but you love running, and you get good at it, and you get better at it, and you speak to the runners, and they love running.
Most people drop out of that pursuit because it was hard. And so I think that the people that you know that run, this is a highly biased selection of the population that fell in love with it.
Oh boy.
That comment is just so out of pocket.
I thought there was going to be more to actually make it work together.
No.
She's got a good point. Yeah. No. He just says insane shit.
It's just dumb and disjointed. It's moronic. He's just trying to justify the play. This guy is not there's no way he's a music guy. Basically what he's saying is we appeal to lazy people.
Yeah.
Somehow that justifies everything. When people say we need gatekeeping, there we go.
Hate to me feels like the definition of when we say culture vulture. Like,
he's not even. I wouldn't say he's a okay.
That's what it feels like for the music community. That felt very culture vulture-y.
Well, yeah, just
I wouldn't say it's culture vulture-y, like, because I feel like culture is like you're talking about like a specific subculture, you know, unless you're talking about the entirety of music, which I don't know. It's more than a vulture, you know. It's more than a fucking vulture. It's like a giant amorphous blob that is like sucking up everything, you know? It's like more like some sort of like abomination. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't accurately describe it.
Saying people don't run because it's hard, or people that. What other shit do people not do because it's hard? People don't become multi-millionaire.
Everything.
Tech
it's just people who are lazy. They just don't want to do hard shit.
Because it's hard. Mikey. So create an AI that turns us all into multimillionaires right now. Do that. Because it's hard. I don't enjoy not being a multimillionaire. It's hard to make millions of dollars, Mikey.
I just don't understand where we're trying to go, or where
his name's Mikey,
where some people are trying to force us. You know, a world where we just don't work hard at anything and just have these expectations that things be great, that music be great. You know, not to go back to the shoes, but let's go back to the shoes. Like, should somebody make some shoes that I just put on, and as soon as I step on the court, like I just start crossing people over and dunking and like with no effort? Like, do people really enjoy music that
like Bow Wow and like Mike? The shoes is made of.
Is it like a little like Mike situation? Like, I just don't understand. I mean, Payne, you make music. Do you enjoy making music?
Yeah, hell yeah. I wouldn't be making it if I didn't. That was the whole fun of learning how to produce music, was demystifying it, discovering something, figuring out how these things work, and learning. It was the most exciting thing I could do when I was first starting out.
Whoa, dude! Payne is an avid Weaver Beats watcher. Sooners founder is a liar. Hold on a second here. Wait. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, wrong channel. Weaver Beats 2. Where is it? It used to say liar. He's a liar. I think we wrote it in the title originally, or in the thumbnail originally. But it used to say that this guy's a liar, basically. But I realized that people didn't probably know who this guy was, you know? So I was just like, okay, we changed it back to this old thumbnail.
You know, to this day, production is fun. It's less mysterious for me just because I've been doing it for so long. So I think producers who have demystified the process of production are always discovering.
How do these people have time to produce music when they spend 90% of the time talking about it? Just spend the remainder of your time working on music. I don't know. I worked on music last night. But then basically you have to sacrifice like time that would go into videos in order to do it. And I think part of the thing too is either they have other people editing or they just don't edit it very well. That's part of the reason why I probably have less time to make music than some of these other people, is because I actually put a lot of effort into fucking editing, and then that leaves me with less time to make music. Basically, I have to sacrifice one thing to do another thing.
Discovering new ways to make it more fun and to challenge themselves. People don't just sit around and think, oh man, this is so challenging and I have all these goals left to reach. I'm so bored reaching my goals. No one thinks that way. No, oh man.
Well, I wouldn't say no one. I mean, it's people with like chemical Like a chemical imbalance may feel bored when they're faced with challenge.
And I'm about to reach this amazing milestone. This is so boring. I've been striving for so long to reach this point, and now that this amazing goal is within reach, I'm yawning.
How are we encouraging, well, not we, this idiot, like like discouraging hard work? Like that's the beauty of things. When you start, when you overcome, and you put in and you get good at something. That's what kept me away from making music and just admiring people that do music, is because what they do is amazing. And I know that they've, there's definitely some piece of being blessed with an ability, but then to hone your skill to a point where you sing like Whitney or you create music like Stevie. I don't want everybody to be able to do that. It's crazy. Even with, the show that we've been doing, the talent show, we did another episode of the talent show last night. I feel like a lot of the people that come on.
What's this about? It's supposed to be Timbaland making a big mistake. Let's skip ahead though. Okay, let's skip ahead to the Timbaland part.
Being an owner, because this is from a Producer Grind interview. Shout out to Producer Grind.
How old is this? This is super fucking
Being
old.
an owner, because this is from a Producer Grind.
6 hours ago. So this is not the original upload. The original, bro, look at all these texts that have been slapped on it because of how many fucking platforms this has been run through. Like this came from like fucking YouTube Shorts, then it went through Instagram, then it went through TikTok, then it came back to fucking YouTube somehow. That's why there's 15 different fucking texts on here.
Interview. Shout out to Producer Grind. Let's just marinate on what he's saying here.
I should get like 300, 500.
Bro, look at all this shit. Follow for more daily inspiration. Why producers don't get 300K advances no more. Follow for more industry hacks. Follow for more, like, what?
Back in the day.
Why they like that now though?
How am I even supposed, like, this is literally like the meme on fucking TikTok where it's like, oh, put the gameplay in the corner. You don't want people to fucking not pay attention. Leave them a bunch of shit. Put a bunch of shit on the screen so they're constantly reading, so they don't click off. Start snapping in their face so they don't fucking leave.
Because y'all don't put no value on yourself.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right the fuck there.
He's kind of right, but the thing is, it's more complicated than that. Like, the thing is, people will see other people charging less for something, and they think they have to compete. And the only way to compete is by also charging less. And when there are other ways to compete, you can just make something better that people will pay more money for.
Y'all don't put no value on yourselves. What are you doing fucking with Suno then?
Yeah, he's kind of spitting, dude. He's kind of spitting right there. That was a good take.
The guy just devalued the entire process of music creation and then sat back smugly.
Okay, that's why he played this old ass clip. Okay, it's all making sense now. It's all happening, as that one guy says.
And said, look, I'm doing the world a service. I'm just disappointed in this because this is...
People aren't getting 500K. It's not because artists aren't putting value on themselves. Timbaland's wild.
It's a few things. It's like oversaturation, the ease of production now. Like, it's gotten easier for sure. Like, it's not just oversaturation of like producers, it's also an oversaturation of beats in general, versus how many artists there are and how many like major placements there are and like what you can make money from. Yeah, it's just way more complicated than that.
Well, he's specifically saying producer. Okay, so like one, I think it's like what you say, Dame, all the time. It's the criticism you give people like Russ, and even me when I speak on my experiences, you're always like, that's not the average experience. Not everyone's as talented as Russ. Not everyone is making beats 24/7 like you, Payne. You can't just talk to the community and act as though your experiences are standard. And so with Timbaland, and when people always say, oh yeah, Dre and Timbaland and RZA used to get all this money off of selling beats. And it's like, you don't fucking say, because these dudes are to this day at the top of everything. They were creating new genres. They influenced generation after generation after generation. They revolutionized music production across the board.
Well, it's not just that, but also like they have a name, they're famous essentially. The fact that they're famous, people will pay more.
It transcended genre. And so of course they were making back, especially back in an era where there were so few producers that were that well-rounded and that talented and that consistent. Of course they were getting that. Nowadays, yeah, everyone produces, and maybe this plays into the video. Everyone produces, everyone makes music. You have to invest $300 if you already have a computer and you have a studio. And so
there were also CDs back then.
Yeah.
CDs were selling a shit ton. It's easier to say.
Yeah, there was more money to be made selling music too.
Oh, we can pay Timbaland $300K because putting his name on a track also adds meritocracy that will sell the record, and the recoupability of this one track that's going to be guaranteed a single is worth it to us to get him on the track. Now putting a Timbaland track out doesn't guarantee shit. You could have a G3 beat that your brother Lonzo co-produces. Do you know what I'm saying? And you and your brother produce a track at your house in your home studio and release a song, and it'll go bigger than a song that's been in artist development at a major record label with Timbaland on it. So it's like the value has shifted. I agree.
Well, he's also like watered down his name to a point, you know, where that's probably a big portion of why.
So how are you talking out of both sides of your mouth? You're supporting a platform like Suno, but then you're saying, oh, well, y'all don't value yourself. This platform is literally looking to
He's like, y'all don't value yourself. And that's why I also do not value myself anymore.
The value of art right now and make it easy because it's so difficult and anybody can do it now and everybody can make money. It's just like, I'm like, that joint doesn't sit right with me, especially because he's talking about, I'm not getting paid $300,000 per track because y'all don't value yourself. I don't like that rhetoric at all. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a bigger thought. It's more conclusive because that's literally a small clip. But I have been seeing a lot of stuff coming.
Nah, I don't think there's more context. I'm pretty sure.
Coming out with Timbaland lately. I got on his, he streams regularly and gives feedback to artists. I was on TikTok the other day. I went on his live for like 3 minutes and I was so annoyed. I was like, what is...
But let's be realistic. He doesn't give feedback. He just trashes everybody's songs who's like not... Like, he doesn't even really give feedback. He just trashes people's shit. Like, and he like barely says why. You know? Like, and that's something people were telling me to do. They're like, oh, you can make your feedback streams more entertaining if you like play clips and stuff like he does and like stop playing it like immediately and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, it's not actually helpful though. You know, that's not actually helping anyone. You're not helping anybody get better if you just stop the song 3 seconds and you're like, Eugene... You know, and then you're like, the intro's too long or something like that. You know, like, it's like, okay, that was like not really constructive at all. Like, maybe the intro was too long. I wouldn't know. You only played it for 3 fucking seconds. He says, this is good. This is trash. Feedback done. If you're not paying for like more constructive and specific feedback than that, then you can't be helped, man. Like, if you should be able to tell if something is good or bad yourself.
This is the OG, one of my favorite producers of all time, top 3 of all time to me. And I just was so frustrated and dissatisfied looking at him as a representative of our community. And I think it's kind of like, to me, he's a version of an old head. He's very in touch with the sounds that are coming out now. I'm very in touch. So not that version of an old head, but it's like he's in this like echo chamber of his own imagination of how stuff used to be and saying that because it's not that, it's therefore wrong. However, he's pushing at a rapid pace the more wrong thing to me. Like, I'm not a huge fan of like all the...
This is interesting because this girl like barely ever talks from what I've seen from the clips from their videos. And right now she's spitting, dude. She's fucking spitting like crazy, dude. She's like nailing point after point after point.
This AI creation with music because it's turning music again into microwave. Like it's ramen noodles again. And shout out to ramen, but it's like you're trying to make that.
That's not even like I feel like ramen noodles is better, you know.
A major bread and butter of the industry when it's like
don't even compare shit to ramen, dude. Ramen will get you through a lot, man.
No, I like to eat at Michelin star restaurants. You know, like once a year I may eat some ramen on a snow day when it's like...
Okay, wow. Okay, never mind. Talk about not being in touch. Yeah, I eat ramen like 3 times a week, bro.
Like, oh, we're all snowed into the house and I'm eating 10 fish and ramen. This is a very specific example.
Nah, that was a YouTube sub. For some reason, like YouTube subs come through also.
Because this is exactly what I was doing in Atlanta last week. But it's like once a year, maybe. But by and large, I'm sitting down at a...
You know, it could also be because I live in Hawaii. Like ramen is like very common here. Like especially for like poor people here, which like a majority, like maybe like half of like the people live here are like pretty poor. Like when I grew up going to school, like people would eat ramen like dry. Like they would bring it to school like in a fucking plastic bag and just like mash it up and put like the powder in there. Like I've probably only done that a few times, but that's some like prison shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like like people were doing that in like elementary school when I went to school here.
Restaurant, eating good food way more than I'm doing that. And I'm cooking really whole food and whole meals way more than I'm engaging in.
Of course I like spam, dude. Come on, bro. What do you think I am? What do you think I am? Like, I'm born and raised here. Like, I'm very adopted into like the culture. Like Spam is like being eaten all the time. Ramen's being eaten all the time. Rice all the time. I'm sure there's musubi. Yeah, Spam musubi. Spam musubi is pretty good. It's probably really, really fucking bad for you, but what percentage of people in Hawaii are actually native to there? It's like nothing. It's like fucking nothing. Like, basically because like when white people came over here in boats, we killed them. Like we killed like a majority of the native Hawaiians with our fucking diseases. I think you're salty for eating ramen and Spam. Slow down that sodium, bro. Yeah, probably.
Ramen or even microwavable stuff. So it's hard for me to hear somebody of his stature who seems to be interested in the future of music because he's still engaged.
I don't microwave ramen. That's crazy. I mean, there's maybe like one type of bowl I will buy that's microwavable, but generally like you don't want to microwave ramen. That's going to ruin it. The good shit costs at least $2 for a bag of it, and you're going to want to use you're going to want to boil water
with it on a daily basis to say like, let's supersede the current future.
Oh, it's way less than 10%. It's like 2% or some shit like that.
Into the galaxy of the future that isn't fair to or for creators of this world.
Yeah, and my thing with this is that, all right, Timbaland, if you really feel that way, if you feel like music producers need to value themselves more, you know, we see the videos of him using Suno, and you think, okay, I want to know how he, the person who is a career producer who values creativity, who values music producers, who values ownership and all that, how he uses it.
Locomoco is goated. For anybody who doesn't know, a locomoco is a hamburger patty, rice, and an egg. And usually it'll either have gravy or chili with it. It's pretty fucking good. I know it sounds kind of bizarre. Like it's like usually a fried over easy egg. Why is Spam so big in Hawaii? Because it's cheap meat. I don't know. If I had to guess, that's probably why.
And in that clip,
we need Timbaland to come on the show because I need him to break this down for us.
Well, yeah,
Timbo,
and we've seen
bring him on.
We've seen him use Suno for.
I feel like he's probably like the type of person who will like dodge like debate questions. Like you're gonna have to like pin him on certain questions. Be like, hey, we can't move on from this until you like answer this. You know, that's kind of what you have to do with Busy. Which if I ever like talk to him again, like on a live stream or something, I'm gonna be like, hey, we can't move on from this thing until you answer this right here, because he will try to like be like pivot this way, analogy this way, pivot that way to another analogy, like
top line help, and I think I think there's an ethical way to do that or a semi-ethical way to do that, but then you also have to look at when you partner with these companies, what is the company's intent? Because the company's intent is always going to supersede yours. You don't run that company. Timbaland doesn't run that. He didn't found it. He's not a programmer. He's an end user who might be in bed. We have no idea. I don't want to speculate it and disrespect anybody here.
I think he's got too much money to be riding this hard for a one-time brand deal check.
Bro, do they not know he's getting paid in like shares from them? Like they discussed it on that very podcast. Actually, I mean, he didn't say that exactly, but yeah.
He's invested in a lot of things. He's a smart man. I know you don't want to speculate, but I can't see him not owning part of this.
No, but
he does.
You look at the founder, and the founder very clearly.
You should debate Destiny. Destiny, in my opinion, is a pretty smart guy. The shit that's happened with him lately is crazy, though. Basically, I can't even really get into it. He recorded people like sex he had with people, and then like it got leaked. No, he showed it to someone. He showed it to someone via DMs, and then that got leaked. So then all those videos and shit got leaked, basically.
Unequivocally said
he might go to jail.
Is to make music easy to make for everyone, and also he's clearly completely disconnected from music. Period. I know people are gonna be like, "Man, you need to get on AI." Bitch, I've been on AI. I really have. There's an entire DJ Pain 1 AI model through Lemonade. I use AI. There are like, I'm not digging my heels in. I know that's the dumbest thing I could do as a producer. Just be like, I'm not touching it.
I don't even think it's like fuck AI. It's like fuck generative AI. Unless there's like a specific use case, like maybe like sampling it or something like that, creating a sample. Other than that though, I don't know. Like for me, like generative AI is also cool for like Photoshop and stuff like that. He has multiple women accusing him of sexual misconduct. Yeah, basically.
No, I'm learning about it.
And for stems, yeah, I mean, I guess that's not generative AI, but yeah.
The producers who are like Illmind too. He just dropped the model too. I'm going to try that out as well. I'm not here boarding my windows up, hiding from AI. It's coming. It's, automation is going to fuck a lot of people over. It already has. I'm just being honest about it. I'm not fully embracing it, but I'm not fully resisting it. But I'm just asking questions here.
He bought the cuck chair, didn't he, Weaver? That's funny. That's a good one. Destiny sex tape you? Oh man, you must have not been on the internet much, man. I've seen shit I didn't intend to see. Like there's a video of him sucking off a dude. I saw that like a month or two ago, just on accident on Twitter, and I was like, all right, that's enough Twitter for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, all right, let's see. What are we doing next? Okay, we got this Rick Beato video here. Let's see. Producer reacts to crazy Instagram musicians. Let's see.
Okay, I've been wanting to do this for a while. Let's take a look at some incredible Instagram musicians that I've collected over the past couple weeks. This first one is a keyboardist named Joe.
You searched it? I did not search it, bro.
Jelly.
Wait, is this all he's gonna do? He's just gonna bob his head the whole time?
That is funky.
There's a pic of Drake doing that too. All right, let's stop this talk, guys. We're done with that discussion. All right.
I love it. Blowing the hands up.
All right, yeah, no, this is, bro. Like, how is this even? Is this even considered fair use? He's basically just playing their music and then like nodding his head. This is like part of the reason why I don't play stuff I like for the most part. Like, or at least on the streams, what I'm saying. I'm not saying at all times. I'm not saying I don't like ever play things I like ever. I'm saying like on stream, like, because there's nothing. If I just play something positive, there's not really anything to say. It's just like, yeah, I agree. You feeling that new Tom McDonald? I haven't heard it, but absolutely not. Wait, hold on. I want to see if this is fair use.
1 hour of watching it. This next guy is a guitarist.
That's not. I mean, I'm sure they're fine with it because he's like promoting them.
I stumbled on last week, and within 1 hour of watching it, Nuno Betancourt texts me the same video. He's like, check this guy out. And I was like, I just watched this. This is Dan Jacob Wallace.
For his face right here. Oh, that's good.
I love the hypnosis in the background.
Where's the transformation? I don't think there is any transformation in this.
Great editing.
I feel like I'm actually transforming this more than him. Great editing, he says, is like some sort of like 2000s like acid trip image is like stretched behind him. Great editing. Dude just got Windows Movie Maker. Great editing.
It's like really weird.
Oh, it doesn't have to be fair use. I just feel like that's generally how people do things. Like, I mean, I don't think anybody gives a shit. Like I said, like they don't give a shit because they're being promoted by a channel with 4.7 million subs. This is going to help them.
Frog. Love it.
Yeah, there's nothing to do here. What the fuck? Reacting on that. Maybe adding a head bop is transformational. No. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got Venus Theory here. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
If you like making music and you like free stuff, I make a bunch of free instrument libraries that run inside of a free plugin that's cross-platform and compatible with all major DAWs for the low price of $0.
That's the problem. See, that's the problem with solos, in my opinion. Dude can play, but after a while it gets old. It's just meaningless notes. It's just note after note after note, but none of it really means anything. It's just like, hey, watch this. Watch this. It's depressing. Oh, you mean like every fucking Venus Theory video ever made?
If you want to check them out and help support the channel in the process, you can find the links down in the description.
Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna watch it in like this because, God, how am I supposed to watch this? You know, like what am I supposed to do when it's like ultra wide? Like this actually fits properly for my monitor, but the whole problem is I don't stream in that resolution. Nobody does. Why would they? It's like anti-react. To be fair, his content already is like anti-react though, because it's just like it makes you so sad that you don't really have anything to say about it.
BPM around 80 to 100, and choose a scale like me.
ADHD can come with many different co-occurring conditions or comorbidities such as anxiety, depression.
What if I told you that it were possible for you to make between $5,000 to $10,000 per?
Now before we get into it, this video is not sponsored by Temu or anybody. However, I do have an affiliate link, so if you do want to sign up for Temu through, we're gonna react.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
To reaction videos.
Also, breaking new details in the deadly school shooting.
How is this fucking depressing? How is this depressing? Like some of this stuff, like, okay, yeah, like it's not sponsored, but it's an affiliate link, like, but then it's like PewDiePie reacting to a reaction video, like that's not that depressing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter how sad the music is, you play with it.
For Temu through,
we're gonna react to reaction videos.
Also, breaking new details in the deadly school shooting in Madison.
And then you put a school shooting right after that, dude. That's actually kind of fucked up, dude. You know? We're going from PewDiePie, like in the same montage here. Keep in mind, this is the same montage. The clip before this shows PewDiePie talking about reacting to reactions. And then we have school shooting afterwards. What the fuck, dude? Like, talk about, like, just, like, slapping anything together with, like, sad music.
And the city's police chief.
And basically, we're just gonna use all three of these oscillators. And this is
Like, I get that he's doing, like, a change the channel sort of thing, but I don't know.
gonna be kind of our main.
In the landscape of hyper-specific micro-niche TikTok playlist core type bullshit, which there is absolutely no shortage of nowadays thanks to a bunch of definitely real artists posting definitely real music to your favorite playlists and not a bunch of AI tech grifter bros siphoning money off an already microscopic music royalty streaming pool, there has been one micro-trend in particular that I have found myself absolutely fascinated by. It doesn't really have an official name, but I suppose if I had to give it one for, say, an algorithm-friendly title for a video essay
music is so loud
about music culture on YouTube, it would be liminal ambient. And I am almost certain this is something you've come across through your adventures on the World Wide Web. Now, I'm not trying to Beato my way to the top of observing things
I can't believe what Mr. Beast said about Prince. Do you guys remember watching that one?
that younger people are doing and then making generally agreeable opinion videos about how older things were better. But I was born in the year of our Lord, 1993, and I...
Oh my God, dude. He's doing the thing. He's doing the thing. We got engagement corner, guys. We got it. Engagement corner's back.
I think that gives me some particularly unique insight into the subject I want to talk to you about here today, because I was born...
Oh, this is fucking awful, dude. Like, I get that he's, like, doing it on purpose. Like, I don't want to hear this fucking Discord ringtone shit, though.
on that all too critical zillennial cusp, or at least...
I do not want to hear this Discord ringtone shit. Like, stop it. Please. It's like, I'm fine with the rest of this, but don't do that.
Almost. And that means I grew up in an era right before social media ruined and infested every aspect of our lives. This means I now have the benefits of wisdom, age, and back pain. And that also means I can sit here making pretentious video essays on YouTube about music culture while making meta jokes about holding a...
Oh my God, bro. That's funny. I called him pretentious that one time. Do you think he got that from me? I wouldn't doubt he got that from me, bro, because I don't know if anybody else was calling him pretentious before that.
Tiny microphone and unflattering lighting directly in the shot in order to appear casual and relatable, instead of admitting that everything we do is just a performative effort for our newfound algorithm.
Fuck, this is giving me a headache, dude.
God, in this late-stage big tech capitalist hellscape that we call modern.
Ringtone that should be positive but is received poorly.
Thank you for the $5, Mr. Hubberverse. You've been very generous. Thank you, man. Yeah, I don't know. The Discord ringtone, I don't know. I guess like any sort of ringtone, it's just because like you can't answer it. You know, you're a boomer. You call everyone pretentious. I'm not a boomer. Don't you dare say that about me. I don't call everyone pretentious. I call his videos essays pretentious though, because they're in like a 21:9 aspect ratio, and then they have like grain film on it constantly.
Existence.
No, I'm not saying he learned the word pretentious from me. He said he called his video essays pretentious, which is something I said like a month ago.
Like and subscribe my channel.
Like, it doesn't mean for sure he got it from me, but I said that's why I said, do you think?
Prayer emoji.
Anyways, I'm sure you've heard this sound before. Some eerie, affected natural soundscapes or hiss and noise. An expansive, stirring pad sound. A low bass drone. And those slow...
Nah, the whole thing didn't bother me. The fucking... Well, that'd be crazy to do that in a video where you're probably going to get over 100,000 views. If anything, just the Discord thing bothered me.
Pensive melodic.
I love me some fucking Subway Surfer gameplay.
And that is exactly the style I'm talking about here. But what exactly makes this genre different? Because isn't this just ambient? I mean, realistically, isn't this just like future garage but without the drums?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Kinda. Maybe. But damn it if I'm not gonna video essay my way into posing the idea that I think it's actually something a little bit more interesting. I think the thing that separates liminal ambient from other ambient music...
Hold on a second. Let me look up liminal ambient. I know, I should just make pretentious video essays too. They would perform a lot better. Alright, let's see here. Liminal ambient. So it's just like slowed and reverbed ambient music. Yeah, I think it's like all slowed and reverb too. There's that one song in every TikTok video. Which one?
Music genres is the fact that it aims to capture one very specific feeling. And I think it's actually a feeling that's best defined by one of my favorite books. And that would be Anemoia, or The Nostalgia for a Time That You've Never Experienced.
Bro, he's turning into Vsauce. This is like some Vsauce shit.
And that is the idea I want to explore in this video. I think that what Alan Watts' speeches are to mid-millennial liquid drum and bass mixes, these brooding respaces and pads and ruminating melodies are to modern core edits. I think the thing that's so interesting about this niche is that it's an entire genre of music dedicated to capturing and curating one highly specific mood that itself doesn't really have a
I miss Vsauce, man. I miss Vsauce.
Meaning. It's just more of a feeling.
There's not enough Vsauce these
And
days.
it's a feeling that apparently no shortage of people experience, because if you look across different platforms like Reddit, Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or just about anywhere else, you're bound to find a subculture around this somewhere, and it's almost always paired with the exact same types of liminal imagery and aesthetics against these wavering sounds.
Wait, was it a full video, Benji?
Listless, repetitive.
Or was it like a short? I don't know. He hasn't been uploading like full-length videos to his channel. Like he uploads like shorts only now, from what I've seen.
In recent years, artists like Billie Eilish, Kenzie, Olivia Rodrigo, Phineas, and basically anyone else vying for that newly 20-something market have established this neo-minimalist aesthetic. Of course, we can trace this genre's origins back to things like ambient and experimental music movements, and getting into the more contemporary versions of these things with modern forms of ambient music like future garage and lo-fi hip-hop and all that, we start to branch off the river into the little micro niches that emerged. And I think there was one micro niche in particular that really gave this thing life, and it's the big three words: slowed and reverb.
Oh no. Disgusting.
I'm sure you've seen no shortage of these edits across.
I mean, it's disgusting and great at the same time. It's both.
Your feeds and your no doubt highly curated playlists. And at this,
I hate how like it's like become a thing to just do that to songs. You know, like I feel like the idea of slowing something and putting reverb on it and then using it for something, I think that's cool. But just slowing a song and reverbing it and uploading it to YouTube or something, I don't know. I don't know about that.
point, the edit format has also become some kind of meta trope. This edit format relies on slowing the tempo of a song and thus lowering the pitch, and then bathing it in a digital wash of dreamy reverb, resulting in a uniquely melancholic atmosphere out of even the most uplifting and poppy songs. What?
Yeah, Vaporwave ran, or I guess walked, so slowed and reverb could drown. Or go to a liminal space, I guess.
While this edit format has rightfully become a bit of a meme, I think it is actually trying to hint at something a little bit deeper than just a surface level feeling. I think what it's wrestling with is that whisper of an idea we all have now and again, that somewhere
dystopia
between this apathetic sense of introspection and an almost nihilistic urge to disappear. Where dreamcore takes the form of some kind of nostalgic look back.
Like, it's 15 more minutes. Like one problem I have with Venus Theory videos is I feel like he makes these like connections in order to like make the video sadder. You know, like I don't know if this is like is this video super necessary? Like maybe it will be by the end of it. I don't know.
On the techno-optimism of the early 2000s, liminal ambient looks down the barrel of a generation exhausted of information overload. It's a look into that fallacy of the fantasy of ignorance brought on by an earlier and more primitive technological and social media era. I think this liminal ambient...
Typical video essayist? Maybe, yeah, kinda. I don't know.
Trend goes.
It's hard to put the words what I'm saying exactly. Maybe I have to make a video essay like this about it.
Beyond this though, and dives into our fascination with the idea of music as part of an altered conscious experience and it being something greater than just music at surface value. It's music as an experience that heavily plays into our fascination with the idea of nostalgia in the digital age. I think it's a generational attempt at capturing the sometimes unspoken and sometimes more abject sense of techno-doomerism. It's the idea that we are...
Like, he's not really saying anything new from what he was saying like a minute ago. Like, he was talking about nihilism and apathy, and then now it's techno-doomerism, you know? It's like how many... I don't know.
More connected and informed than ever, and yet equal parts or greater more divided by these same platforms and tools that seek to connect us.
Oh man, we're hemorrhaging viewers. How does this shit do so well? When we play it on stream, it's like everybody's like, "Fuck this, dude. I'm gonna."
I think the appeal of this genre is pretty clear-cut, and with it catching fire across major social platforms and with music distribution falling largely into the hands of independent artists nowadays, it's easy to see why there...
Venus says nothing, you're saying even less. There's nothing to say about this. There's nothing to there are no takes. There are no fucking takes.
There's been a bandwagon...
I'm gonna give it another minute or so.
...movement of artists cramming to create a specific sound.
If it doesn't pique my interest anyway, then we're just gonna...
In the hopes of getting noticed among a sea of releases catering to such a hyper-specific mood. Thanks to the...
Like, this is like scripted rambling. Does that make sense?
Democratization of music production by way of technology and easily accessible information, effectively lowering the bar of entry to just above the floor of hell, many aspiring producers who want to join in on that bandwagon also quickly find themselves creating music that is perfectly acceptable and on trend with the aid of sample services and free or low-cost DAWs and music production software.
Well, I mean, I understand watching long video essays about fringe, unimportant topics. Like, I do that all the time, but... I don't know, like usually like there has to be like a point to it for me, you know? Video essay pipeline, find subject, dissect it into smaller concepts, make social and psychological connection, reassemble concepts to justify your thesis.
I would argue that it was all of this that so neatly set the stage for an attempt to grasp at the meaning behind these emerging neo-minimalist trends we've seen in music, and maybe even to some extent the late 2010s fascination with dark R&B that we saw. But I don't think anything would quite pour gasoline on the spark of an idea here, quite like the Backrooms. And I'm sure you don't need me to stand here and explain the Backrooms to you.
I don't even know what the Backrooms are. Like, I mean, I have like a rough idea, but I don't really fucking know.
And postulate on their significance, but
I know it's like a liminal sort of thing.
It's my video, damn it.
So you should, I wish you explained it. Sorry, Venus.
So, here we go. The backrooms absolutely exploded from a few corners of the internet to the mainstream and brought forward a new genre of existential musing, not so much focused on...
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Had to do it. Had to do it. Okay, let me see if people sent in anything interesting. Actually, there's a couple more things here that we missed. I know some people were waiting for that. They were like,
Bobby
oh,
Torres
it's
of Fright
coming.
Box recording here too.
Hey, wait, one at a time here, guys. One at a time here, guys. Okay, this guy's got overrated mixing techniques that make you sound like an amateur. Now, on the thumbnail, it had sidechain compression and I can't remember what the other one is. What is it? Stereo widening. Does that make you sound like an amateur, guys? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay, let's see.
Hello, Bobby Torres of Fright Box recording here to talk about mixing tricks that are more than likely making your mixes sound amateur. Let's dive into it.
I feel like sidechaining doesn't unless you're like doing it heavily, unnecessarily, and not for like a stylistic reason. Frightbox, this guy's like a clickbait monster, dude. Wait, this guy's a clickbait. I remember he had this other like not very good video before. What is it? The downfall of home recording, bro. Yeah, we already watched that, Busy. Bro, this video sucked, dude. This video sucked, man. I don't know if you guys remember this one. This one was terrible. But this guy's like the clickbait machine. We're in trouble. What was it? Like, he basically, it's not even about home recording. The video's not even about home recording, from what I remember. Okay, anyways. Okay, I thought this looked familiar. Okay, let's get into this.
Of clients, and you're always mixing and mastering, and you've been doing this for 20 years. This video is not for you.
I agree with that. Kind of when you widen everything, your mix, it sounds like mush. Nothing sounds wide. That's the thing. Some things have to be wide. Some things have to not be wide. Otherwise, how's it going to sound wide when everything is wide?
This video is for beginners or maybe self-producing musicians that are unhappy with their results. Because nowadays
I'm checking your work. That's what I'm doing now. I'm checking his work.
We have an endless amount of information that we can watch and consume online. And I know from firsthand experience, it's confusing. And a lot of it will lead you in the wrong direction and often will make your results worse. Again, speaking from experience. Now, after working with hundreds of home studios.
Oh my God, dude. Just yapping. Okay, let's just get to the points. Sidechain compression.
And more specifically, sidechain compression. Now, there's nothing wrong with sidechain compression if you're doing EDM or hip hop or some other form.
God, there's just a problem with music production videos these days. Like, everybody wants to clickbait. Nobody wants to provide value. Like, I feel like one of the only people who actually provides value and doesn't clickbait too hard is Ben Jordan. I know some people don't like him because of his politics, but he actually provides value in his videos. You know, you don't feel like you got tricked into watching it.
Of synth-based music.
I mean, I'm sure I'm like guilty of it sometimes, right? But some of these are so egregious, dude. Like, where it's like the most clickbait shit ever, and then you get to the end of the video and you're like, dude, that was nothing. That was fucking nothing.
But when it comes to rock and metal, yeah, there are pros that use it, but this is not something that's going to magically make your mixes sound clearer or more professional in general. The truth is, if the low end in your mix is not tight and great sounding within the mix itself, sidechain compression is not going to help the sound of your production. People...
yeah, I mean, it's not going to tighten up the low end, but I mean, it can make it clean. It can make it clean, like, so there's not low end hitting from both things at the same time.
Their bass to their kick drum and say, I don't know, my mix should sound clear. I'm using sidechain compression, assuming that you have to do this. I don't know if there are YouTube videos out there that are popular that people are watching. I'm gonna be honest, I never use this technique. I do use sidechain as a process in other forms of mixing, but again, even that's not really that important. Most of the time, people are looking for a tight and solid low end. And if you're relying on sidechain compression...
I think it kind of depends on the genre too, because I feel like in rock music, the bass is really not that present, you know? Like the kick drum is probably more present, and there's not a lot of low end in the kick drum usually.
to achieve that, that's not the way to go about it. A solid low end comes from a solid performance, a basic understanding of EQ and how to carve out frequencies for the multiple instruments to blend together, and that's about it. Not saying to not use sidechain compression, but it is not a magic bullet. That's for sure. And this goes for many of the things I'm gonna mention on this list. And by the way, stick around to the end because I think
So I feel like this is a bit, like, I don't know if he really states this, but this is more so pertaining to like rock and metal music.
you're gonna find the last one pretty shocking. Okay, and the second one that drives me insane is corrective or match EQ plugins. Again, I'm not saying that these tools are bad or that you shouldn't use them, but if you're looking for them to magically fix your mix, it ain't gonna happen. Yes, in some
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
rare instances where you want to match this particular sound as much as possible because the sound is really shot in the first place, then yeah, I guess give it a shot. But again, I'm gonna be honest, I almost never use these tools.
I mean, maybe one time I will use match EQ. One thing I will use match EQ for is like when I have a song, like when I'm doing like mixing an album for someone, and two songs are not sounding as similar as I want them to. You know, like maybe like something in the master, I can fix it with the master EQ. You could try it. You know, it's worth trying.
I can't even remember the last time I've used match EQ. Probably 8 years. I don't even know. Again, stick to the basics. Just learn how to use EQ correctly. If you can't craft a pro level mix with the stock EQ plugin in your DAW, I don't care how basic it is, you need to improve upon your knowledge. Don't reach for match EQ and corrective EQ and all these fancy tools that plugin companies are selling you now. They are not going to make your
Sounds
mix
a bit like Ryan Reynolds, maybe a little
to
bit.
sound any more professional. I can promise you that. You might even know this from first-hand experience. It can be cool for very, very, very specific situations, but I'm assuming that it's not your situation. You just have to learn how to mix.
Okay, let's skip to the next one. Try to get through this quick. What the hell? Oh, okay, stereo widener.
Number
There we
3, stereo wideners. Don't use them.
Rock and metal dudes are some of the most toxic people online. I kind of think for some reason, whenever they make mixing videos, they always forget that other people are not doing rock and metal, or like that's not the only music that exists.
I know it sounds crazy. Don't use stereo wideners. Let me explain to you a situation that
Yeah, AP mastering is more interesting than some of these dudes because he at least has like some hot takes and tries to back it up in some fashion. Sometimes you're like, is this bait? You know, like he. One thing I will say about AP mastering, I wouldn't even say he clickbaits. Like he actually delivers on his fucking insane takes. You know, or not always insane, but generally insane takes.
see over and over and over again, and it drives me insane. People will send me a mix, and they'll say, Bobby, my mix doesn't sound wide enough, and I don't understand.
What the fuck, bro? I put a stereo widener. I put 3 stereo wideners on the kick drum, each with like a delay on one channel. Why is my kick drum not hitting it anymore?
Why? I'm using the new isotope stereo widener on my master bus chain. I'm using the wave stereo widener on my vocal bus, on my drum bus. And I'll ask them, how are you panning in your mix? Oh, well, my guitars are panned 70-70. My cymbals are panned 50-50. My vocals, I don't want to hard pan them. I don't want to create mono.
I don't think AP's released a new video. Otherwise, people would have sent it to me already.
Compatibility issues. Here's the thing. If it works for someone at the level of Chris Lord Alge, one of the best mixers of all time, it'll work for you. All you have to do is LCR your way to a wider.
Well, to be fair, this guy's talking fast because I sped him up because he's fucking padded out his video to the maximum length possible.
Mix. What this means is most of your tracks, in my opinion, should either be hard left, hard right, or up the middle. Yes, there's some exceptions, like background vocals, you could pan inward a little, or maybe toms. I sometimes will pan 50% or 70%.
I mean, this guy's got some slightly hot takes, like that right there with the panning. That's a little bit of a hot take.
But the majority of my tracks are always LCR, left, center, or right. It makes 0% sense to pan your stuff inward and then try to re-widen your mix later with a stereo widener. Again, nothing against stereo wideners. They can be cool as an effect for very specific situations.
I mean, maybe if you want to use a little bit of it. Nah, yeah, it's kind of a hot take. I don't know. He said there are some exceptions, but I don't know. I feel like doing a full hard left and right is like not really. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Sometimes that's too much, man. It depends what you have. It depends what you have going on in the song. Yeah, I think it's more for rock.
And some of them have a characteristic which can kind of be cool. Me personally, I don't use them at all. I just use LCR mixing, mix the sound wide, and you call it a day. It's so straightforward that sometimes I think people don't even think to do it. I know there's a lot of conflicting information online. It can be confusing. Take my advice, ditch the stereo wideners, and just use basic LCR mixing for the majority of your tracks, and you're gonna have a nice wide mix. Don't worry about mono compatibility. People obsess about that. There are pros out there that don't give a crap about that, and they have songs on the radio.
Well, I mean, bro, you can worry about it a little bit. I mean, if I have a mono button right here, takes fucking 1 second. Takes 1 second to check. Like, I mean, there's no reason not to worry about it. I mean, maybe not even worry about it, but to check. It literally can't hurt. It takes like 1 second.
Albums. It's good enough for them. It's probably good enough for you and me. And this leads me to thing number 4 that I can't stand. MS processing. Again, MS processing could be a great tool if you are a mastering engineer and you need to fix something that's not right in the mix. But if we're self-producing our tracks and we are recording our music, mixing our music, and maybe even mastering our music, in my opinion, it's better to just get your mix right in the first place. Pan things the way they should be panned, where you want them to be panned. Don't try to fix your mix later with MS processing, especially if you don't have experience, because more than likely you're going to screw up your results and make it sound worse.
For club stuff, mono matters. I mean, it matters in other contexts too. Like, Their phone's mono.
That it would sound without any MS processing. The idea is cool that you could, treat your center and your sides independent of one another. But think about it. If you have control over your mix from the get-go, why wouldn't you just deal with the mix inside of the mix instead of on the 2-bus? Not a fan of MS processing. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but if you, again, are a beginner or a novice or maybe just a self-recording musician looking for pro-level results, skip it. Or at least until you're 10, 15, or 20.
I would say multi-band compression is probably, I would put that above like a thing that people try to use too soon. Like you just started mixing and then you're trying to fucking multi-band compress and it's just you're ruining the tone completely.
Years into your career. That's my opinion. And again, I don't use MS processing. Okay, and the one that might shock you, parallel compression. Now, don't get me wrong.
Okay, that does kind of shock me. Parallel compression hits.
I love parallel compression. I use it on some of my mixes, about half of them. But here's the problem that I've been finding when working with
drums. Almost always on drums. I don't see why not. Like you keep the transient of the original signal. You get the compressed version to make it thicker. Like you can't go wrong doing it on the drums unless you don't want the drums to hit.
My clients. People will say to me, yeah, I'm unhappy with my drum mix and I'm using parallel compression. My snare sounds weak, but I'm using parallel compression. And I think people have the wrong idea. Parallel compression, for me anyway, adds 10%, 15% of subtle extra juice and punch.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. It's not gonna make or break it. Like having the right snare is gonna matter way more. Running a clipper or something is gonna matter way more
to the drum sound. And a lot of the results that people are showing me, the issue has nothing to do with parallel compression. They just don't know how to mix drums from a fundamental level. And even track drums a lot of the times, or program drums a lot of the times. So parallel compression is not some magic bullet. It's a very, very subtle technique that can add extra punch. But if you're unhappy with your drum sound and you feel like you're way off base and it sounds nothing like your favorite records, parallel compression is not going to magically give you a pro level drum sound. It can add a little extra punch,
right,
which is how I recommend using it. And that's what I think you should be looking for.
I wonder if he's gonna get to parallel compression here. Come on, that would be a good one. That would be a really good one, sir. Basic EQ, whatever.
How to use EQ effectively. I don't care what EQ plugin you use. I don't care if you only have the stock EQ in Reaper. It is more than good enough for producing a pro level result. I promise you. I mainly use the stock EQ plugin in my DAW because I know it best. I've been using it for 20 years now, 19 years, almost 20 years. Just practice your EQ techniques, learn about what frequencies to cut and boost, and learn how to track things right in the first place. And I promise you that will take you 90 to 95% of the way to where you
parallel
want to be.
Compression, please. No, he's not gonna do parallel compression. I feel like parallel compression would have been a good thing to put in here. Maybe you can do that in the follow-up video. Because parallel compression, like especially as a beginner, like you're gonna probably do more damage than you are gonna help. I mean, I'm not saying don't use it, but I'm saying don't use it if you just started mixing like fucking like within the past year. It's hard to fix a bad source file. I mean, there's certain instances where parallel compression is really good. Or not parallel, sorry, fucking multiband. Was I saying parallel? Fuck, I meant multiband. Multiband. Yeah, multiband compression. Multiband compression can do some damage quick. That's a lot of damage. All right, let's see. Spotify thought we wouldn't notice release radar changes. I'm gonna try to skip through this fast. Get through the hard parts of this. Let's see.
Changing how release radar works. And at first, this might not sound like a big deal, but for some of you, this may
For anybody releasing music, this might be important. I'm not sure yet.
Completely upend your entire marketing strategy. I know several people, this is like drastically changing how they release music. But essentially what's happening is that Spotify is changing what songs are actually eligible to be pushed out to your followers on Release Radar. If you're not familiar with Release Radar, it's essentially a playlist where any artist you follow, when they release new music, their music will be added to your
Zero Rack is giving me anxiety.
Release Radar playlist as a listener for the first 28 days. And then as new music comes out, it'll be added. It's only updated on Fridays. But basically, if you follow an artist, they will have their new song get added to Release Radar, one song per release specifically. Just to show you what I mean, I'm going to share my screen. This is an artist with about 120,000 followers on Spotify, and the Release Radar is pretty damn good. Like, this is just the last 12 months. I've got 92,000 listeners from Release Radar, over 500,000 streams from Release Radar. So basically, since they have such a huge following, every time they release a song, it gets pushed out to their followers, and it's freaking great. Now, that's where the story starts to get interesting, because this artist actually had the same problem, where they're releasing music in a way that the change to Release Radar is going to cause severe problems moving into the next year. And I want to give a shout out to Maxime here. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Maxime Lavoie from our community, super active.
Released the song December 11th, made the pitch, Spotify pitch, and I am waiting for December 13th to see the Release Radar to realize the song is not on Release Radar, I'm assuming.
A member of the Generic Studios community, which if you want to join that, it's free to join. If you have any of our courses, like my Spotify course, YouTube course, dramatic. If I walk you through the way that I learned about it, it'll also make more sense. So he released a song December 11th, made the pitch November 28th, waiting for December 13th to see Release Radar, then he realized the song is not in Release Radar, even if he pre-saved the thing. So the song came out there. The Friday was December 13th, I believe. And so we contacted.
If your fans heard the song before Friday, they will not have the song in their release radar. Well, that seems
Spotify
shitty.
for artist support, which they replied, it's normal because if your fans heard the song before Friday, remember he released it on the 11th, which is a Wednesday, and the song came out on the Friday. So they're saying if your fans heard it before Friday, they won't have it in release radar, which he says is not true, which he's right. That's not true. If a fan listens to the song before Friday, they still get it in their release radar. And another way to prove that to yourself is next time you see a song in your release radar, listen to it and wait till next Friday when release radar updates. Does it get taken off? No.
I have to go in
Maybe
Aton.
that's changing in the future, but that's how it works now. So their Spotify's just wrong. And then he's like, 0 streams. Like there's no way that that's happening. So he contacted support. They need to escalate it. Blah blah blah. We need 2 to 3 days. So he's asking this in the community, and I'm seeing this, and I'm like, what? I've never heard about this. So we were asking how many followers does the artist have. We don't know Katie. She's on my team, and she.
Oh God, bro! I just want the fucking info, man.
Artist has over 10,000 followers, which you wouldn't expect 0 streams from that. And this is where the kicker finally comes. Right? We get to the answer of how is release radar changing, the moment you've been waiting for, and probably.
Yes, Jesus Christ, bro! I'm fucking hate YouTube videos.
Angrily waiting for. Here's Spotify's most pathetic answer after ruining the first.
Okay, let's just read it. We're following up on the concern regarding the release radar for your album. We've heard back from our team, and they've confirmed that after running multiple tests, we've learned that filtering out some alternative versions of tracks boosts release radar performance, in turn helping more artists have a more successful release. As a result, we will be evolving release radar track eligibility, filtering out some alternative versions of tracks. This change will not impact remixes. That's weird.
First 2 weeks of our release. Maybe they think they are teaching me something. So this is Spotify. Hello, we're following. We've learned that filtering, evolving release radar. Click on this. So it does actually say we don't include a song in a listener's release or if they've already listened to it. So that's
okay. So that part was true.
New. We don't include alternative version tracks like acoustic, karaoke, or live. We do include remixes. Each listener gets one song. So that, like a lot of this is the same, but like if they've listened to it, they're going to take it away. And if it's certain other versions. So keep in mind, this is a pretty massive change. Like the fact that they're going to take it away after listeners listen to it, that alone is a big change. That has never been the case.
Yeah,
if it has, it
shitty.
hasn't been functioning that way. Like if it was the intention of theirs, it has not been working that way.
Okay. I think we got what we needed out of that. Let me see if there's anything in Discord. Gone through like everything here. Let's verified breakdown. I don't think I've ever seen this.
All right, guys. So
did it go down and come back? I think I'm back already, right? I think it was just for a second. I think my internet might be fixed, but like it still disconnects, but it does it like real quick only.
You were taking it from the top. I mean, of course I was.
I pay a lot for my internet. You have no idea.
All right, guys.
This doesn't look like a hate video. I don't really want any part of this shit. Yeah, I don't care. He's using Reason? That's crazy. All right, never mind. Okay, I think it's time for music review, guys. It's time for the music review. I think we've gone through all the content. All right, so I'm going to make a channel in my Discord called Stream Feedback. If you need feedback on your music, send it in there. Fucking Reason. Damn, Reason is it 2004? Yeah, for real. Reason was goated, though. It was goated. It's kind of fallen behind in the times, in my opinion. It still has a good sound to it, but just the workflow is not the greatest. Okay, I'm going to go take a piss. Maybe grab a soda or something. Just be right back. Put your music in Stream Feedback if you want feedback on your music. If you want to skip the line, information's on the screen here, but I'm going to put it to the Be Right Back screen. Okay, be right back.
Weaver Beats' children. I love Weaver Beats' children more than he does. I love Weaver Beats' children.
Be right back.
I love Weaver Beats'. I pay for my shit. And the only person that benefits is Weaver's Google AdSense. So you're telling me, Weaver, you can look in the mirror every 21st of the month and you look at that Google check from AdSense and you say, yes, I did it again. I got paid for destroying black communities. I got paid for destroying the producer community. I got paid for making the wife look at the husband differently. I got paid for separating the father and the son. I got paid for talking crap and accusing people of crimes they didn't do. I got paid for spreading lies and misinformation I didn't research. How do you look at yourself in the mirror and take the money and with a smile? I love Weaver Beats' children. I love Weaver Beats' children more than he does. I love Weaver Beats' children. I love Weaver Beats'. I pay for my shit. Let's just define what war is. War is the maximum conflict. Okay, there's there's argument, there's tiff, there's fight, then there's war at the top. Okay, war is what you're trying to not go to. There's a famous phrase that says war is won before any weapons are used, before any violence occurs. It's won without any soldiers. And what that means is that war should be resolved without anybody losing anything. But when you get to the definition of a war, it's a net loss. Let's get into what war actually is, and we'll break down why these conflicts keep happening in the producer community. I love Weaver Beats' children. I love Weaver Beats' children more than he does. I love Weaver Beats' children. I love Weaver Beats'. I pay for my shit. What happens is online when you have these critics like a Weaver Beats and whomever else. Okay, I'll even say Dame Taylor in this case, but more so Weaver Beats because he focuses on this. And before I even get into my subjective opinion, some might say, let's pull up his page real quick, just to show you.
Or you're just hating. Busy's a real one. All right, let me change the Twitch title. Is the Twitch still live? Oh no, it's not. Okay, wait, let me change the title then. Reviewing your music. F slurs. Skipped line. Discord. Okay. All right. Not for really sounds insane. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right. All right, we're ready. It is time. Actually, I made some beats the other night too. Maybe I can play one. I don't have it rendered though. It's on my laptop. I'll have to like play like the Instagram story or something. All right, let's see this here. Guy with the gun said, and it says General Degenerate. And the song name is Wishing You Well. What's your favorite synth? I just use Vital. Phase Plant's kind of good too.
Please do not text message the T9 trap phone. Take too long to type a single word out. While I'm at it, here's a shout out to all them Nokia bleep bleep.
This flow is not good.
Bleep, backlit green phone built like a tank. Run over that bitch, it still ring. Pick it up like fry. Like what? Like I'm not the plug that you've known since the age of 14. Gotta meet me in person when you want that type of.
You gotta try writing your shit. Yeah, drop a like, guys. What the fuck? Shove 100 at least.
Way up front, we talking hella bows, no O's. Ain't no sense in talking on the motherfucking phone. Riding on the wall and I can all.
Okay. I'm trying to give some feedback here. The flow is not good. This is not good. It's like, it sounds forced. It sounds like the writing. It sounds like you didn't even write it. Or if you did, you didn't try very hard at all.
Ready, see how these bitch ass motherfuckers gonna be in 2023. COVID-19.
There's no kick either. Should be a kick.
Teen is dead and gone, bitch. Fuck you in some more.
The vocals are like taking up like everything here. Alright, next. I'm gonna try to like not torture people. Like if something is like not good, I'm just gonna skip over it quickly. I mean, I'll give you the feedback still, but I'm not trying to hemorrhage viewers here. All right, Dape Japes. It's really quiet. Why does this not work here? It's very quiet. Yeah, you need to raise the master a lot. Not sure how I feel about the bass line. What do you guys think about the bass line? You send it in stream feedback in the Discord. Yeah, I don't even think the chords are really that bad, but the bass line is not doing a lot to it. The open hat and the tambourine kind of remind me of like one of like Aphex Twins like Saw 85 to 92 tracks. Yeah, it definitely needs a lead, and I would probably try rewriting the bass. It needs something though, like either a lead or a vocal. Alright, Conscious Robot. Remember guys, if you want to skip the line, if you want to skip the line, you donate $5 to the Stream Elements link in the description. So this is Conscious Robot. How long is the line? Maybe like 10 or so. The mix sounds pretty clean. I really like that drum fill. Drums are really good. I do think the reverb might be a little bit too much. Like it's like kind of losing clarity. You know, it's kind of hard to tell what the ideas are. Like, I'm not saying, like, don't use reverb, but maybe, like, dial it back a bit. Like, maybe just dial back the wet a bit or add more dry signal. All these cool. Your drummer needs a raise. Liminal rock, so basically just post-rock. I feel like at a certain point we're just taking old genres and renaming them.
Towards a coffee. Tight times or I would send more. Got you next time, fist hand sign, cheers brother. You don't have to play whole song either.
Thank you, Dr. Andy. Appreciate that, man. You're a legend. I got you next. Okay. Overall, I think that was pretty good. Yeah, my only real critique was that maybe a little bit less reverb on the guitars. Because, like, it sounds good, but it just kind of loses, like, intelligibility. You know? Like, it just kind of becomes, like, too washed out to really identify what's happening anymore. The drums sound amazing, though. The drums were, like, my favorite part by far. Okay, next up we got Dr. Indy. Where is he? Swerve. I think he spelled swerve wrong here. I feel like you're using too many kicks here. Like, some of these kick samples sound good in here, and then some of them do not sound good. Like, there's one that's, like, rumbly and really low. That one, Then there's one that's, like, really, like, got a lot of, like, mid, like, attack on it. Like, some of the kicks sound fine, and some of them I don't like at all, personally. So the kick is kind of losing its, like, it's hard to, like, really kind of hear it through the mix as more stuff comes in. I mean, I feel like the idea of the kick could work, but I don't know, like, some of the kick samples I think don't really play well with the others. I'm not sure how I feel about that organ melody. What do you guys think? I like the other thing happening in the left ear, though. That's cool. Yeah, I feel like if it sounds stock AF. Yeah, I feel like you have to, like, really focus on, like, drum sample choices if you're trying to get, like, a hip hop feel. It's hip hop. Yeah, the compression is a bit much. I think that's part of the reason why the tone's a bit off for some of the kicks. I mean, I feel like there's something kind of here melodically. Like, what it kind of reminds me of melodically is something like this. Hold on. Like, not exactly, but the same sort of, like... I don't even know how to explain it. Let me just show you. Like, it kind of reminds me of Shlomo's stuff a bit, but, like, not as polished. Like one thing I noticed that he does, he gets like the right amount of instruments in here because it's like you want it to be a wall of sound, but you also want to have like those like lead elements like up front. Here's another good example too. Hey, thank you for the $5, Conscious Robot. I will get you... let me get like 1 or 2 more free tracks and then I'll get to you. Okay. But yeah, Shlomo makes some really good stuff. I wish he like released more. He doesn't ever release anymore. Old Shlomo is so good. Yeah. Sounds horrible? Shlomo sounds bad to you? How? Okay, Nettle M. The melodies in his stuff are really good. Like just the way it all plays together. The melodic content, you know?
I don't remember what happened yesterday. I don't remember what happened yesterday. I don't.
Alright, the vocals are not good. Not good, in my opinion.
Remember what happened yesterday. I don't remember what happened yesterday. I don't remember.
Like it's like schizophrenia inducing. Like it's just like very repetitive. It sounds like forced. Damn, I feel like I'm cooking him, bro.
What happened yesterday? I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Like what is the point of this? What is the point of the vocals here?
I don't remember. Baby, I slept into a dream. Baby.
Like I don't know if I'm supposed to take this seriously or not, you know? Like, that's one thing I don't like about like my feedback streams is I feel like I try to take every submission seriously unless I know it's a troll. And then like sometimes I get sent stuff like this and I'm like I can't tell. You know? And it's just like I don't want to be a dick.
I slept into a dream. I don't remember what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened either. Harmonica is live coming up. You can skip to the drop. That's a problem, man. Like if people gotta skip, you know what I mean? Okay, I'll just play out this part. I mean, this part's better, for sure. It's better. The like watery chord sound is kind of cool, but it's like very repetitive. Yeah, remove the vocal and it would help a lot. The thing with vocals is like they need to be like really enhancing it, otherwise don't have them, you know? Alright, that's enough. Let's see. Like, I genuinely can't tell people are fucking trolling me when they do shit like that. That's one thing it's kind of frustrating about doing these feedback streams. Hey, thank you, Ojez, for the cat. Cat's already got that taken care of, but thank you, I appreciate that. Okay. Appreciate that, Ojez. Thank you. Is it Ojez or OJES? It is not trolling. That's what people always say when they're trolling, though. Okay, I'll go Rhythmix, and then I'm going to play Conscious Robot. Yeah, I have done that before with Curtis King on his channel. This is cool. Cool sound design so far. Yeah, no, I think people are thinking that because like I didn't change like the donation message in chat or something like that. I don't know. I didn't bring up the cat. Sorry. I missed the cat, dude. I missed the cat. There's something cool here for sure. One thing I noticed is, I'm not sure if it's the mix or the master, but like the clap doesn't really poke through sometimes. I think it depends on how many. It's either a velocity issue or it's happening when there are other sounds playing. I can't tell exactly. One thing too, like this might be a personal choice, but I think the percussion sound should be quieter in comparison to the hi-hat sound. Yeah, I like the cave drippy sounds too. Phasing, I think. I agree with what who said that up here. The sound's okay, but he's stuck on the main motif. I agree with that, Carpenter. It's a cool idea. It kind of works for like an intro or outro or something. Maybe an outro, because it's like not as like as ear candy as you would want an intro to be. I didn't know where to go with it. Yeah, you gotta like sit down and like write more to it. I don't know. Try write another section or something, because like it just kind of doesn't really go anywhere, you know. But I think there's something interesting here for sure. Okay, let's see. Conscious robot. Where is he? Okay, here we go. To render it. I don't know if this is supposed to have somebody rapping it. I want to say the open hat might be just a tiny bit too loud. The drumming is dope. Personally, I'm not liking this change up as much, but one thing you could try too in this section is like doing like a double time thing here. I would say the guitar could be a little bit louder here. Weaver might not know what he's talking about. We have to operate. What do you mean? This is interesting. I like the way that ended. Yeah, I just had like some small feedback here and there. Transition was a little too heavy. You're talking about over here, right? Or are you talking about the outro? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of feedback on it. What are you guys thinking? Snare sounds a bit sterile. I was a little unsure about the snare at first. Like, it does fit tonally, though. Alright, next up we got Christopher Zinn. Are some of these Suno beats? I don't think so. I feel like everybody's so skeptical about music now. Okay, hold on. What is going on rhythmically here? Are those triplets on the kick? Yeah, I don't know what is happening with the rhythm. Fuck me, dude. I don't know what to say about this. I just feel like this kick rhythm is not working at all. Metronome, yeah. Like, I just don't understand why you do a constant kick like that. I mean, like, maybe it could work for, like, a small section or something if it was, like, quantized. Or not even quantized, but more quantized. Redo everything. Not sure if it would work for the right audience either. Damn. It, like, stays the same, too. Why are you doing the kick like this for so long? Okay, we got something different here. Yeah, I don't know, bro. DJ Wi-Fi. Well, let me make sure this is a safe link. Yes, it is. Okay. That sounds good so far. Main critique I have right now is I wish the bass was more saturated or distorted because it would fill up the frequency range a bit more. Skip tours? I didn't skip any. Make sure you're putting it in stream feedback. That's the correct place. Ooh, this is amazing. Love the bass line. has sub bass. It's like all sub bass. It needs like more mid harmonics. That's dope. I'm gonna link him in the chat. I want to say maybe you could have another like melody or something playing during that section, like something added on top. Yeah, the percussion's all really nice. I'm gonna try to break it down a bit more. Really like the percussion. I want to say the snare could be a tiny bit louder. This part's great. That is true. The kick choice is a bit generic. The sound sample, yeah, it definitely has IDM elements to it with the percussion. HST. It's actually mad late. Alright, I think with the idea of that one was great. Clearly D&B. Yeah, I mean, it's a little drum and bass. It's a little bit drum and bass. All right, Valancy Pex. Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of wanted to listen to it and like just enjoy it, and then I wanted to like kind of see if I could like be a little more critical and provide better feedback. The really only I had a few things like just like the mixing, maybe trying different sample choices for some of the drums, and then also saturating the bass would be huge. That was like the main thing, was saturating the bass. Like that would make a huge difference in my opinion. Okay, got like a DJ intro here.
Always ends the same when it was me and you. Every time I meet somebody.
This kick drum that's playing, it has me a little worried about where this is going. It's a very weak kick. Everything else is great though. If we're doing a build up, it needs to start building up more sooner.
Every word they say sounds just like him, and it goes like this. We'll get in your car and you'll lead to
Oh, this song.
kiss me. We'll talk for hours and lie on the back seat.
I feel like the vocals are not like in sync with the beat. Needs a 4/4 kick and it's done. Like, did you like render it without the kick on accident or something? Like, what happened here? Okay, wait, one thing that's kind of funny to me, I'm just like picturing back to earlier when we were watching that video about how you don't need to mix your songs. I feel like this really showcases the importance of mixing.
Every time I
I would lose this like 808 kick thing you have here. And then the snare, I would lose the snare too. I would just redo the drums completely. Just do like a future garage thing. There's definitely some potential, like with the percussion section and the chords and bass, I think. The volume of shit is like all over the place. It's like that like acapella is like playing independently from everything else in the background. Part of the reason this isn't working too is like you have the sub bass and you have that 808 bass and they're kind of clashing frequency wise. You're better off just having a kick instead of like 808 kick. Yeah, it just doesn't really ever hit. Okay, let's see. Next we got AWAE beats. So wait, hold on. This is a Danny Brown song. Did you produce it or something? Or like what is happening here? Why does it only have 1,000 views?
Brown bless the mic like a Santa.
Or is it like a flip? It sounds like a flip.
But about the size of a banzai, kick it like Muay Thai, flow like sci-fi in high def. I'm righteous and still busting that up on a bitch chest. The verbal folklore been explored and employed by none other than a...
So part of the problem is it just sounds like a remix, you know? Like it just sounds like the vocals are kind of forced onto it.
With the gold. Ain't no bankrolls exploding, your bitch and my target when I shoot my...
I like the snare and the hi-hat a lot. The kick is not really hitting though.
Right off the same shit that rock stars died from. Smoke something with your man, bitch. Like White Club used to sell the cannabis. Manuscript, sick shit, prescription, addiction. Sniffing at a roll off the counter in my kitchen. Tripping off the shit that had Brian Wilson flipping. Experiment so much, it's a miracle I'm living. And I'ma die like a rock star. Die like a rock star. I'ma die like a rock star. Die like a rock star.
Yeah, I think this would be better without the vocals, and then the kicks, you know, needs like a better place sitting in the mix.
I'ma die like a rock star. Die like a rock star. I'ma die like a rock star.
Alright, definitely some cool stuff happening there. Alright, remember guys, if you want to skip the line, you can donate $5 via the Stream Elements link. Hold on, let me, in Discord, send your music to Stream Feedback. Let me notify the Discord too. At here, I am reviewing your music right now. Send it into Stream Feedback. Sorry guys. No, you send in the Discord. Pretty much just kind of set out the instructions and watch at the stream. Okay, almost done. Sorry. Okay, I should just make like a copy paste of that. You know what? I should pin the fucking. Maybe I'll do that while the next one's playing. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have. Wait, where the hell is it? Bro, did somebody... Wait. Oh, I accidentally moved it. Oh, shit, dude, that scared me. I thought one of the mods went rogue and fucking deleted it. It's gonna have to smack a bitch. Demochu Twitch. I just feel like the hi-hat gets a little boring. I mean, it would maybe be better if we had like some more interesting percussion to like offset it. Yeah, his vocals not working here. Yeah, vocals are not working for me. Yeah, I don't think the samples are that bad, or the sounds are not that bad. It's more so like you could be more creative with it, I think, with like the rhythm, and then maybe like some sort of percussion to offset the like constant hi-hat. I want to say the bass is too loud too. I don't know, it just needs to be like leveled better. The rhythm of the hi-hat here is a lot more interesting than in the beginning. I mean, there's definitely something there. Yeah, I would strip out these vocals, maybe work on the rhythm of the hi-hat, or like, I don't know, the whole percussion section. Alright, let's see, who's next? Leo Murphy. I can get one of my beats too. I made something the other night. I made a couple things actually. Let me grab my laptop. Here, while it's playing. I should be able to listen.
Hello, it should be the track Classy. Username is L0 Vetrifungal Smile.
Thank you. Thank you, Billy. Bro, what is the one I'm talking about? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's a meme. How does nobody know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I got no feedback on that. It was solid. The mix is solid. I mean, you got what you were going for there. Is this it? Hold on a second.
Drop it hard.
There's like a meme where somebody does like fucking beatboxing. Drop it, scroll, beatbox. Hold on. Over here, dude. This is it. This is it.
This centipede is a predator.
You guys don't know? You never seen this before? Hey, where is it?
Centipede.
Wait, there's a part where he's like, drop it, scroll. Wait, where is it? Dude. Oh my god. Dude, my best friend in fucking high school looked exactly like that kid. That was not the same person though. Okay, next up we got Billy. What was it? Love Triangle? Drop it, squirrel. Wait, fuck. I just wanted to play that one part where it's like, drop it, squirrel. Link to that? Okay, hold on. Let me just pull it up again. Let me play the actual important part there. Hold on. Oh, this is important. This is important YouTube history here. Let me get the actual clip.
This centipede is a...
There's one part that's like what I was referencing.
DJ gonna break it. Get up, get down, lose that sound. My DJ gonna break it down.
Dude, I know his neighbors fucking hate him, dude. His neighbors absolutely hate him. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. I can't find the one spot I'm talking about, but he's like, drop it, squirrel. Okay, Classy by Psychedelic. What is that, Demochi? I'm scared to pull it up on stream. Oh, I've seen this guy before. This is cool. It feels like the drum's not really hitting that hard. I know I'm not supposed to hit super hard because it's like lo-fi. The guitars are great. Yeah, the kick needs to hit a bit harder. Definitely like turn it up a bit. Well, it's not even really the drums, it's the mixing. The drums itself are actually good.